What's up, everybody? Give it some time. Let everybody up in here. About to see what's going on. See what's going on. See what's going on. See what's going on. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Hey, if you guys are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse. Waiting for everybody to come up in here. So it's Friday. It's Friday. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. So waiting for a couple more people to get up in here, and we'll kind of keep it pushing. Hey, if you're new here, or if you guys are just not jumping in, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know where you guys are at in your nursing journey. Let for some more folks to come up in here. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live stream. My name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse on all social media platforms. We're going to be talking about nursing stuff. We're going to talk about NCLEX, all kinds of stuff. You essentially can ask me anything, within reason, as long as you don't try to get all personal and weird, which is still weird. But yeah, make sure you guys check me out on all those social media platforms. I got a YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, of course. I got a Thread. I don't got an X. I kind of got rid of that because, my battery on my phone was dying, so I just didn't like it anymore. So, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to know who you are, where you're from, where you're at in your nursing journey, as well as, have you taken your NCLEX? Are you a brand new nursing student? Do you start school now or here in the next week or so? What semester are you in? All that good jazz. It's been a crazy day for me today. I usually do my streams about 5 or 5:30, but we had a hailstorm that came through and they were replacing my roof, and there's all this nonsense, all this craziness that's going on. Kristen says, I'm taking my T's in November and I'm so scared. What you scared of? It's an exam. Why are you scared of that exam, Kristen? Don't be scared of that exam. So here's the biggest thing to get through any type of anxiety. And this is probably going to sound very cliche and very probably what you don't want to hear. But if you recreate any type of testing center or anything like that, and if you study properly, you're going to do fine. I took all my prereqs already. I don't want to fail. Well, Kristen, you must be new here. Kristen, are you new here on my channel? Or on my TikTok? You must be new here. I don't see a bunch of people that are on here that usually are on here. Maybe it's because I'm on here a little late. But you're going to fail. I'm not saying that you're going to fail that. But you're going to fail somewhere along your nursing journey. And that's okay. Because I can tell you right now is that it doesn't matter what you do, that you're going to fail in some way, shape, or form in regards to whatever you're doing in life. And right now you're trying to become a nurse. You're going to fail exams when you get there. You're going to do all that stuff. You're not going to do the best at checkoffs. You may fuck up a lot. I mean, completely honest. Oh, by the way, I do curse. I'm sorry. I'm a sailor. I can't really help that. But if my profanity offends you, then you can call your congressman, or probably not be a nurse, because women have the worst potty mouths I've ever experienced in my entire existence. Y'all are terrible. Anyways, so I'm just telling you right now, Kristen, I'm just directing this right at you, and it's not to be rude or disrespectful, but you're gonna have to get over that. You're gonna have to get over that fear of failing, because you're gonna fail regardless. I want you to think about your experience. I want you to think about any experience you've had when you failed or when you were not successful at anything that you've done. Think about it. Right? So I'll tell you something that may be kind of lame. I'm a big nerd. I love to play video games. And I want you to think about that. Think about when you're playing a video game and there's a boss that you just can't fucking get through. You're just like, bro, why? I was playing God of War and I was fighting the Valkyries and look, those bitches are hard. They're hard to beat. But then you figure out a strategy and then you eventually win and you get that shot of dopamine and you're like, yes, finally. Okay, now what? Right? So if you fail, you're gonna have to figure out why you didn't do so well. And then once you figure out why you didn't do so well, you attack it again. You improve upon what you didn't do before in order for you to be more successful as you go forward. Okay? So I want you to take that and I want you to hold on to that and I want you to push. All right. I'm going to tell everybody that's what you need to push. You got to push. I say it in my course. I say it freaking every day when I see nursing students all the time. All right. So Kristen, that one's for you. That one's free. Anyways, welcome to all 65 people that are in here. My name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse on all social media platforms. If you're new here, make sure you guys subscribe or follow, like this is YouTube, but make sure you guys follow me. Hit that notification bell for when I drop gems. Right now, we're talking about nursing, NCLEX, and essentially anything you guys want to know about in regards to nursing. None of my co-hosts are here right now, and I'm a little sad. One of them is going to a concert. I hope it's not a Taylor Swift concert. I don't got nothing against Taylor Swift. I just think that she's mid. I guess that's what the kids are saying nowadays. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of T Swift. You know, whatever. But I want to know who you are. I want to know where you're from. I want to know where you're at in your nursing journey. Are you starting school soon? Are you about to graduate soon? Take your NCLEX. Did you pass it? Did you fail it? Are you a pre-nursing student about to start? All that good stuff. And also, if you are about to start nursing school, you guys probably don't know what the NCLEX is, but the NCLEX is your board certification or your board licensing exam that you take at the end of school. If anybody is interested in getting a jump start of that, you guys can check out my 7-day NCLEX course. The link is in my bio. It's for $48. Once you get it forever for the lifetime of the course, which is for a lifetime. So, and it's in this pre-launch phase. We're consistently trying to add stuff all the time. So like I said, once you get it, it's there. So make sure you guys check that out. But I want to know, oh my God, there's 11 of y'all. Lord have mercy. Hey, make sure you guys share this too. Make sure you guys share this because you never know who may need this information as well as who may need the motivation. I'm all about motivation, but what I'm about most is discipline. Because if you don't have discipline, you don't have anything in order for you to move forward. All my life. I graduated in December and I hella messed up a lot. Diego, you better let her know. I'm gonna tell my friend. I tell my friend this all the time. You have to fail to see facts. Thank you. I needed that. Kristen, you're very welcome. What else I got? Failed my NCLEX my first time. Hoping to pass the second time. Shout out to you, user 3757. So if y'all don't know, I failed my NCLEX 3 times. I want you, for y'all who are about to take the NCLEX, or if you failed the NCLEX, go over to my YouTube channel and check out my I failed my NCLEX. Go check it out. Oh, there's another girl that I coached. Her name is Manasa. She failed her NCLEX 7 times. Go check that out in my TikTok. And there's a review or she made a testimony and I put it on my YouTube as well. You learn from your failures. That's the only way you're going to be able to succeed ever. Like if you get it perfect on the first time, you have no flaws. You have no wiggle room. If you don't fail, like what experience could you give to somebody else if they never failed? This isn't Pleasantville. Nothing's perfect, right? So you got to go through those failures in order for you to succeed. Took me 7 years to go back to school. I graduate next Friday with my BSN. Shout out to you, Aisha. Bye, Aisha. I'm just playing. I couldn't help myself. Delaware. You're the second person to be from Delaware up in here. And last time somebody was like, hey, you should come to visit. I don't even know where Delaware is at in the map. I'm sorry. My bad. What it says, Mimi here from Florida, new grad nurse, just passing NCLEX. Shout out to you, Mimi. Welcome to welcome to being a nurse. What type of nurse do you want to be? Like, you don't have to tell us where you're going to work at, but what type of nurse do you want to be? Trying to be a L&D nurse? Like, what are your goals? Flower said from New York. Shout out to the NY. Okay. You're not answering questions. Shiny, what you talking about? Am I not answering questions? What do you mean? School said, how difficult is nursing school? Nursing school, it will test you on so many levels. Biggest thing is time management. The other thing is essentially just, embedding yourself in the culture of what it takes to be a nurse, how to take care of a patient, not on a medical level, but on a nursing patient level. And that's what people don't realize is that nursing and medicine, aka nurses and doctors, you essentially, you collab with one another, but they're very different. Doctors have medical diagnosis, which is exactly why nurses have nursing diagnosis, which is nursing diagnosis you will learn in your very first semester when you guys are in fundamentals. So you got to get that hammered out in your head. But nursing school is it's very difficult because it's very, it's a lot. It's a lot that they throw at you, Dustin. A whole lot. Flower said, get ready for that entrance exam. Okay, shout out to that entrance exam. I'm about to take my NCLEX. I failed twice already. Okay, you failed twice. So what? Don't know how I got a mustache hair in my face. Look, we're keeping it raw and we're keeping it real. Hey, make sure you guys smash that like button. I want 1,000 likes right now. You want to know why? Because I love you. I appreciate it. So what entrance exam are you about to take? I'm about to take my NCLEX. I failed twice already. Okay, so you failed twice. I failed 3 times. So people that come to me and they say, hey, I failed my exam. I just don't know what to do. I'm going to be like, you come to the wrong place to get sympathy from me. Like, I don't even know where it's at. Before the end of this, I'm going to find it. because I have three breakdowns. I have three breakdowns. And each time I failed the exam, it was an improvement. So I failed and I had below. It might as well just said stupid, right? And then the second time it said kind of stupid. And on the last one, it was just like, you all right. You just need to do a little bit better. So, and then of course, on the last time, it was just like, hey, I guess you're a nurse or whatever, right? That's just me just ad-libbing off the top of my head because that's just how I assume. That's how I love yourself, okay? Make sure you love yourself, all right? Make sure I smash that like button. I love you. So that shows that shows some type of consistency and growth. That's what those breakdowns show. So if you failed, this is to anybody, go grab those breakdowns. I do hear that Pearson VUE now you can actually see your breakdowns online. Cool. Get them online. Print them out. Put them side by side. See where you didn't do well. And then when you go back to studying, start there. Me, it was pharmacology and little people, right? So that's where when I studied the last time, that's where I honed in. That's where I started. And now I'm not the best at pharmacology, but at least I know, hey, I know what the importance of pharmacology is, because I'm telling you right now, and this is for everybody who are brand new nurses, do not forget your pharmacology. Okay. Mercy said Methodist. Yeah, that's what it says right there. Delaware is fun. I don't know. I ain't never been there. What's fun to do in Delaware? NY here. Are you at, I'm guessing you asked me, is that Herman something hospital? No, Mercy, I am not. We have already, you guys have really nice beaches. Okay. I might go up there. I might just do that. Not during the winter time, because, it snows. And I live in the South, and, me. But, this 105-degree heat, though, I need to go somewhere. It's terrible. We have not yet. Ohio Start Fundamentals. Is it Abisola Rush? So fundamentals, fundamentals, health assessments and stuff like that. Those are the classes that are like the weed outs. Can you handle it? When you get to med surg, that's the real weed out. That's the one hey, who can hack it and who can't? Because I've literally seen people that were just oh, I could do it. I've done this. I have medical experience. I was in the military, blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the third. Get to the second semester, which was med surg, failed out, and then tried to bring the ship down with her because she was they're cheating. And I was just we're cheating because we're doing well. And you just kind of suck. Not just at school, but at life. I don't mean that last part. Maybe I do, whatever. But what you want from me, bro? It's not my fault. Maybe you should get it together, right? So fundamentals. Hey, hone in on fundamentals, because fundamentals will never, ever, ever, ever go away. It doesn't matter what type of nurse that you are. If you're a labor and delivery, if you're in infusion, dialysis, ICU, OR, whatever, the basic fundamentals of nursing will never, ever change. And no matter where you go. How long have you been a nurse? I've been a nurse for 3 years. Apple user. No lie, I was about to say applesauce because it looked like applesauce. So yeah, I did 200 likes. You did 200 likes, applesauce, or Apple user. I'm going to need for you to get me to 1,000. Hey, I'm going to need for you to rally the troops. Rally the troops. All 32 folks up in here and be hey, smash that like button because you like this dude. I'm just saying. I appreciate you. Example, if I get the maximum number of questions on the NCLEX, is that considered bad? No, it's not considered bad. Actually, it's actually considered very, very good if you got the maximum amount of questions, because that means it took the exam, the entire test bank, to figure out how well you were doing. So think about it. The minimum amount of questions is 35. Oh my God. The minimum amount of questions is 85 questions, right? If you get to question 86, that's essentially meaning, hey, I'm still in the game. So the longer you go, the better chance you have. So I'm going to tell you an example. I'll give you a prime example. The second time I took my NCLEX, I had 265 questions. Don't none of y'all know about that. I mean, some of y'all might, but very rarely do I find somebody in here that was just yeah, I got to 265. I got to 265 questions, right? And I got so nervous because of the fact I only had a limited amount of time. And let me tell you, that was probably one of the worst exams I've ever taken in my entire life. Right? It was bad. It was just not a good time. So by you going all the way, that just, by them having the test on, that's just telling, hey, you're still in the game. All right. So you have to say it to yourself. I'm still in the game. There's a reason why, when you see any athlete, they practice so hard. And then when they go to if they're an athlete, if they're a track runner, they go to go run their track meet. and it's all of like 10 seconds and they're done. But they did all that work leading up to that. They worked so hard for them to go show out at their track meet, or to go, if they're a football player, they showed out at practice so they could get a spot so they could go to the game, right? So you got to go all the way. You have to have the mentality. That's why I tell my students when I'm coaching them, as in like, hey, you're going to do the maximum amount of questions, because that is what you're going to do, the minimum to the maximum. No more, no less. Don't do any less than 85 questions. Don't do any more than 150. Don't, because your test is minimum 85. Your maximum is 150. So every day to every other day, that's what you need to be doing. So if you prepare to go all the way, when you go to your exam and you get to question 86, you're like, it don't matter. I've been practicing like this anyway. All right. That's for you, user 37. Why hospitals out here asking new grads do they have experience? Are they serious? Landon, that's a good question. Because they're dumb. There's your answer. First time was all below. Second time, most of them were near passing. I passed this time. See, that's called improvement. And you improved, right? And I want you to think about this. No job's going to care. No job's going to care how many times you take that exam. They're just be like, oh, you got an exam? Cool. Come get this work and let me underpay you and not care about you. I'm just keeping it all the way a stack. Keeping it all the way real. All right. Let's see what we got. Did you go straight for your BSN? Yes, Kristen, I went straight for my BSN. I was active duty in the Navy at that point, and I was trying to become a commissioned officer. And the only way to become a commissioned officer was to get your bachelor's in nursing. And I went straight to a bachelor's degree program. I did all my prerequisites, and then I got through nursing school. And I got my bachelor's. I'm not even gonna lie to you, hindsight's 2020. If I could go back and do it all over again, I would have went to an ADN or an ASN an ADN or an ASN program. And then I would have been working as a nurse with the same license that a bachelor's degree nurse has. And then I would have went to school online. And then I would have already had 2 years of experience and then got my bachelor's. And then I would have commissioned anyway. So, there's that. So I did go for my bachelor's. I went for my bachelor's. 75 is the minimum. No, 85 is the minimum. Bro, I work at the same company at Texan. Look, okay. Don't be coming over here saying that you love this place. What's wrong with you? Can you give me tips on how to pass the TEAS exam? Study for it. So the biggest thing about the TEAS is that the TEAS is very basic. Like, it's kind of like taking the SATs. Some of that stuff just doesn't fucking matter. Like, I'm not even kidding to you. But for the TEAS, I didn't take the TEAS in order for me to get into nursing school. I did the HESI. However, I did study for it because there were a few schools that required for me to take it. And so the one book that I used was that I'm about to say the red, but the yellow, what is it? Mometrics? Yeah, Mometrics. The yellow Mometrics book is a really good book to study for the TEAS. Right now? In a minute. Okay. All right, cool. I guess I'll take y'all with me. Hey, so remember I told you I got my roof replaced today, so now I got to go outside and I got to go, do a walk around. I guess y'all going with me when I do that. What?
Just whenever he gets back, he's checking the
okay.
Thing now.
Okay. Got cut off at 85 and I passed. Thought I had failed because how fast I was. I was stressed. Yeah. I mean, I have not met one person that decided that they went into the exam and they were just like, oh yeah, I passed. Like most people when they go in there, especially if that's their first time taking it, they are just like, bro, I failed. Or they're crying and all kinds of craziness. I didn't do all that. I was just like, well, fuck it. I guess if I failed, I failed. That's what I thought about the first 3 times. And then the last time I was just like, no, I'm passing this exam. And then, I'm all about words of affirmation. I'm all about speaking into existence, putting it out to the universe. What I say, it shall be so type deal. So, and then I passed. I passed on my 4th try. So, who is it? Says Styles with Grace. I was mad. A lot of select all that applied. I had 9 select all that applied, but I was an LPN first, so my RN NCLEX was easy. So that's actually really cool that you say that, because a lot of people that are LPNs actually have a hard time passing the NCLEX the first time because they've been working as an LPN already and they couldn't turn the real world switch off and turn back on the perfect world switch, and then they had to think about their scopes of practice. They'd be like, oh, I could do that as an LPN. Nope, not according to the book. You can't. So I'm going for nights and weekends ADN program. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. That's cool that they actually have nights and weekends programs, because when I was going to school, even though that was in 2017, they didn't have it, but they do have online programs now and they have a lot of them. So I'm just entry level studying for HESI. I like the information. The information is not too bad. I personally didn't like HESI because I just didn't. And I think it was more along the lines of my school when they did their tests and their exams. They did their tests and exams in-house rather than, trying to test you on how to answer NCLEX style questions type deal. So, but whatever with HESI. Is the money really that good? Somebody who is making under 20 an hour. Maurice, it all just depends on where you live. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just saw a girl on Instagram earlier who said that she makes $104 an hour as a nurse in freaking San Francisco. But granted, it's in San Francisco, right? So she makes $104 an hour in San Francisco. And if she was to work per diem, she would make $130. But granted, think about the location, so on and so forth. If you are working as a staff nurse, most definitely the money is not going to be all that great. But if once you become a travel nurse, the money is there. And if you go work at a clinic, or if you go work for a private practice, or if you go and do something completely different, like if you go work, infusion or anything specialty like that. And I do take that back. You can make money at the hospital, but that will require you to climb the clinical ladder, as they call it. So taking charge nurse responsibility, becoming like a clinical nurse coordinator, being the manager, the director, going to those administrative jobs. That's how that's where you start to get the comfy money, so to speak. But I mean, you can go work hospice and make money. Like, there's so many other places out here you can make money as a nurse. Flower said, thank you for your service. I appreciate your support. Thank you. I'm in an associate's program and I'm struggling with college algebra. What is it? My Math? Is it My Math Lab or My Math Way? One of those two? Gucci. It's Gucci for freaking college algebra. I loved it. Going to boot camp in a few weeks. Are you going to boot camp? What boot camp? Navy boot camp? Okay. How long to become an LPN? Depends on the program, but most LPN programs I think are like anywhere from 12 to 14 months. So about a little over a year. My sister took 10 tries, never gave up. Facts. I actually coached somebody who it took them like 9 or 10 tries for them to get it. But like I said, no one is going to care. No one's going to be like, oh yeah, you took it 10 times? We don't want you here. Stop it. Stop it. I used to do charge nurse on rehab as an LPN and had to say observe rather than assess. Yeah, because you, as an LPN, legally you cannot assess because it's not within your scope of practice. So Daniel said, what a beautiful chocolate man. Hey, stop it. You're nice and weird. And I appreciate it. Thanks. Travel as an RN, make the big money, not the little ones. Save and invest your money. Facts. Hey, make sure you guys understand. I want everybody in here, hey, when you guys are out there making this money, have some financial literacy. Everybody going out here buying these Gucci's and these Louis and all this other stuff. But, bro, I'm trying to tell you, y'all got to start investing y'all's money and start creating shit for yourselves, because I'm telling you, working 60 years as a bedside nurse ain't it. Go to nurse.org and look at that article where that lady worked 60 years bedside. Ain't no way. No, absolutely not. My LPN program is 10 months. Okay, that's a fast LPN program right there. Trying to appeal to get back into the program. Any tips? I don't know, Haley. It depends on what happened. Did you fail or anything like that? Kind of need a little bit more context on like what you're appealing, because it depends on what happened on what advice I could give you, Wait a minute. Somebody gave me a rose. Who put this on me? Who did that? Did I do that? See, fucking with TikTok. Shout out to y'all. Army wanted Air Force, but Army was more opportunities. Okay. Oh, so you're sending me the hat. Okay. I can't just I got a mustache. I passed my first time. Shout out to you, Silverwing, for passing on your first time. This dude. Okay. The Destroyer of Worlds, Blanco. Now that makes more sense. What's up, man? How much LPNs make an hour? It depends on where you work at. I know LPNs at the hospital can make like 25 an hour, maybe. One of the guys that I mentor and I coach, he works at a long-term care facility, working full time, and he makes more money than I do. And I told him, he was like, how much? He asked me how much money I should ask for. I was like, ask for what you want. And then he asked for $45, and they gave it to him. And I'm like, look at that! You make more money than me, guy. So. Talk about benefits, a pension, was a free hospital. You may You might as well join the military for that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, cool. I am an LPN making 40 an hour and 37. Is that in Massachusetts or is that in Michigan? MA? What's MA? Minnesota? Minnesota! Hold on 1 second. Is that for me? All right. Hey, so I got to go check my roof. So y'all are coming with me. And we're gonna vibe. So I want y'all to ask all y'all's questions because y'all are gonna hear all my business right now. I'm coming. I'm taking the gang. All right. All right, cool.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm James Bluehammer.
Nice to meet you. I'm good.
Nice to meet you.
On TikTok Live, so you're about to be famous.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just talking to my gang out there. Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, just want to show you the roof real quick.
Yeah.
And then go through everything with you.
Okay.
If they've been in there for a good while, they will kind of wave, okay? But if they're in there kind of short bit, they're just going to stay flat.
Okay.
But give it 4 weeks, and it should flatten out.
All right.
But what I tell homeowners, especially during the summer, since it's like 100 degrees constantly.
Yeah, it's hell here.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, it should be flat.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now, if after 4 weeks it's not flat, you still see the waves, go ahead and reach out to Jeremy.
Okay.
Right? Or you got my number also, reach out to me.
Okay.
And then we'll come by and we'll get that issue solved for you, okay?
Okay.
And I don't know if Jeremy told you, but we're not that flyby, we'll come to your roof and then you never hear from us again.
Okay.
No. Any issue that comes up, even if, like, let's say next year, you might see, like, I don't know, something. If you see a leak or you hear something, feel free to give us a call.
Okay.
Okay? We'll come out, we'll take a look at it, and then you don't have to pay.
Okay, cool.
Okay? So we're here for you, the homeowner, okay?
All right.
So you have my number, you've got Jeremy's number.
Right.
If I don't answer right away, I might be up on the roof or climbing a ladder, but I will respond to you as soon as I safely can, okay?
Okay.
And if you want, we could walk around the whole property,
Yeah, for sure.
make sure everything's good before we take off.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start here and we'll just walk around.
Okay, cool. Hey, so I just want to let y'all know that if y'all get a new roof, that's how y'all want it done. Just make sure they don't got, like, nails and screws. I really thought my house was going to fall inside of itself earlier. Like, that shit was scary, y'all. It was scary. I was like, oh. Pretty sure the doorbell fell off or some shit. I don't know what happened.
Just want you to take a look at everything.
Yeah, the biggest thing is that we got to mow the lawn, so I just want to. I don't want to run over like no screws or no nails or nothing like that.
We can't guarantee 100%.
No, you're good.
We can guarantee. If you want, we can do another nail sweep.
Is that a wasp nest? Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, that's a wasp nest.
Hey, any of y'all done that trick with the gasoline on the wasp?
I heard about that. I haven't.
I ain't climbing up there just to try it though.
I have.
I'm afraid of heights.
It's okay.
Okay, that looks good. I like that. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Kind of wavy, and it's kind of okay. I'm tracking. I got you.
Yeah. And
Okay.
4 weeks, it should flatten out, but 2 weeks in this heat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll smooth out.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go over here. Oh, almost died. Almost died.
Careful.
Almost fell in a hole in my own yard. Almost died. Man, I don't even know what y'all are in here talking about. Long-term care, blah blah blah. Massachusetts, yeah, Minnesota, yeah. Look, I'm not really good at geography. It's not one of my best suits. Okay. Thinking about going to a local for a nurse, community college for nursing. Should I go to an actual college or does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because as long as you get a nursing license, RN, Gucci, that's all that matters. Who said that? Daniel? Yeah, that's all that matters. What can't LPNs do? They can't do what RNs can do. LPNs cannot assess. They cannot educate. They cannot start IVs. They can't do first assessments for. They can't do first assessments in regards to patients coming out of the operating room. They cannot take unstable patients. They can only take stable patients. Let me see. Pediatric home health nurse in Arizona with one patient, 33 an hour. Ballin'. Sounds you Silver Wing. Are you still serving? Yes, I'm still serving, and I'm in the Navy. I'm in the Navy Reserves. I'm an international nurse. I got approved to get my NCLEX RN NETA serious study group. Hey, there's plenty of study groups out there. Of course, you can check on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. It's called the Boot Nation. And then, of course, if you want coaching, you can check out thebootnurse.com. You can check that out as well. If you want like one-on-one coaching or something like that. And that was for, is that Benny? Yeah, Benny. LPNs can't give blood. That is also correct. They cannot give blood. What kind of VA math is he using for the roof flat? He was like 1 week, then 2 weeks, then 4. I don't know, man. I don't do roofs. Like, he's the expert. I'm pretty sure if he was to come to the hospital and be like, hey, I'm dying, I'm like, bro, I got you. That looks good. Okay, I can see it more here, how it's wavy. Okay, yeah. I'm tracking. Okay, yes. Cool. That looks good. Yeah,
no, the textbook says 4 weeks.
Okay.
Right? That's just like normal, like 80, 70 degree weather.
Okay.
But since it's like 100 degrees, 90 degrees, what it does is it helps the tar stick. Yeah. So that's why 2 weeks in this summer heat.
Okay.
But if we were installing this during the fall or winter, I would say 4 weeks.
Okay.
But summer, 2 weeks, and 1 week, because that's what the shingles, when they're breathing out of the package, they might go ahead and expand. So you might see the wave in 1 week.
Okay. Got it. Cool. That looks good, man. That looks good. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. We're just going to finish cleaning up the front.
Okay.
And then in about an hour or two, the guy will come to pick up the trailer, take it off your property.
Okay.
And then that's it. I'm going to take all the extra material for you, so it'll be like we weren't even here.
Sweet. All right, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you. I can't see his face or house. Look, you don't need to see my face or house. What's wrong with you? It's weird. Don't be like that. Okay. You don't think Army has more opportunities for RN the Air Force interns or CRNA school? So, in all all honesty, there are so many different avenues that you can go, Grace, in regards to doing things for the RN, being an RN in the military. Like, the Navy has a CRNA program, but now the CRNA program, all branches of the service can go to. The VA has a CRNA program, all branches can go to. You can be a civilian and be a veteran and freaking go to a CRNA program. It all really just depends. But I mean, if you want to go Army and hua, cool, that's you. What's your rate in the Navy? I'm an HM, Zach. Wait, why LPNs can't get blood? Because it's not in their scope of practice, and they're not taught the assessment aspect while they're in school. Did the Navy pay for your nursing program in return for X amount of service? So I was already in the Navy for like 9-10 years, and I used my GI Bill while I was active duty. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, so I used my GI Bill while I was active duty, and I used my GI Bill while I'm trying to think, while I'm walking. Obviously, I can't do both, but I used my GI Bill while I was active duty, and it paid for everything. So I paid for, and so I didn't owe them. I didn't owe the military any time. Now, if they put a program up that's like that, then sure, then you're gonna owe them time. But I didn't get accepted into a like a military program, like in order for me to get my nursing degree. But if I would have owed the Navy like 3 years after I got out of school. That would have been my obliserve. So. Let's see. You ever thought about going greenside? So the one time you would have ever got me to go greenside would have been right out of core school, Zach, but that didn't happen. I ended up going to Gitmo for a little bit. And then I went to Afghanistan, but I did that IA. So we had a couple Marines over there. We had mostly Army, and I worked mostly with the foreign countries. So Australia, Singapore, Croatia, and some other ones. So I didn't get the opportunity to go greenside and hoorah and get my FMF pin. I mean, at that point, it kind of just doesn't really even, I don't know. Like, I've been in the Navy 16 years, and I'm just like, hey, it's whatever. I think Cali LPNs can give blood if they are trained and certified. All right, so here's the one thing I'm going to tell y'all. The NCLEX, for all those that want to become LPNs, the NCLEX does not recognize the fact that you can give blood. It's not, because you got to remember, it is a standard. It is a standard that has to be met. So according to NCLEX, you are an LPN and you do not get blood. It doesn't say that you're trained. It doesn't say that you're certified. The NCLEX won't say it because they keep it on a standard. They do that because depending on certain states, even if you are certified as LPN, will not let you do that, if that makes sense. Okay. So if you're an LPN and you're in California and you're trained and certified to do blood, cool, you can do that. However, when it comes to national standards, when it comes to a test, it's not like that. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, no problem. Interviewing tips to land an externship. Let them know your future. Let them know your future aspects with wherever you're going to work at. So, like, if you're talking about, like, yeah, I would love to work in labor and delivery. I would love to do this. Like, what can you do? Like, it's like what's the WIFMs? Like, what can you do for them? And most of the time, if you want to get an externship, they're not going to deny you an externship. Like, I've never seen them deny people for externships unless you were just like a completely like terrible person at interviewing. So, but even at that, not so much, especially if you're already going to school. Like, they're going to be like, they would rather have you as an externship because as soon as you graduate and you get your license, they're going to roll you right in there. What is he doing? Look, I got a son, and he likes to put his grummy little hands up under the door. I don't know what his problem is. He's crazy, I tell you. Anyways, shout out to all 33 of y'all up in here. I'm trying to catch up on all you guys' questions. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of listening to this gentleman tell me about my roof and how it costs $14,000 to fix. But that's cool because I got insurance and that's what it's for. So because I don't got it, and y'all got it. If y'all got it, hey, slide me some because your boy poor over here. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so it says what to put in a cover letter for a resume. That's a good question. I was never really a big person on understanding resumes. I just found whatever template that was on like Microsoft Word or that was on like the Google Docs, and I just went on the internet and found good templates, and I just used that. And honestly, when I got my job and when I applied for this teaching job, it worked. So. Are you a nurse or an NP? Well, an NP is a nurse. So there's that. But I'm an RN. I'm not like an FNP. I'm not an APRN or anything like that. So I'm just a regular old RN with his bachelor's degree. But I specifically work in the operating room for right now. So that's where it's at. A recruiter finessed by selling me how much more opportunities I guess you mean the Army compared to the Air Force. I mean, Grace, in reality, it all just depends on what you want. Like, what do you want? Put it this way. It doesn't matter what branch of service that you join. As a nurse, you're considered, and if you join as a nurse in the military, one thing he's probably not going to tell you is that there's something that we call wartime specialties. Wartime specialties are those jobs that when a war breaks out, you're going because, you are a critical need. So ICU trauma nurse, ER trauma nurse, OR nurse, surgical techs, lab techs, x-ray techs, preventive medical tech, like those type of techs that are like, hey, we need to do life, limb, eyesight surgery and get them out. Surgeons, so those critical wartime specialties. It doesn't matter what branch of service you're in. If you're in the Air Force, Army, or Navy, like, you going. It's happening. It's going to happen to you. Because Air Force has better quality of life. Okay, now that is true. They have the best quality of life out of all branches of the service. Certain states and facilities, correct. Certain states. But remember, like I was saying, every state is in different scope of practice for LPNs. Yes, national standard is different. Correct. Very much so. I gave blood with absolutely no certification. Okay. And you probably did it in the Navy. Blanco, right? So it says talk a little about military home loan, please. What you want to know about the military home loan? Grace, you asking all the questions. You're the question queen today. BSN here too. Shout out to you, Jessica, for your BSN. What's your advice for those who struggle with dosage calculations? Honestly, when it comes to dosage calculations, it's all about going through the scenarios and just practicing. I actually had a hard time with that. Me and math don't get along like that too well. So I had to do the dose over volume times or dimensional analysis. Like I had to go through that, and I had to force feed that to myself. So you kind of just got to go through that struggle alley of just going through it and just practicing. They have some really good videos. I believe Khan Academy has a really good video on dosage calculations. I would definitely check that one out on YouTube for sure. Was nursing school hard? Yes, it was very much hard. If you really want to know about the VA home loan, the VA home loan is not really necessarily a loan. While it is a benefit that you're allowed to, that you get, that you earn. And it's an eligibility. So you have to be on active duty for a specific amount of time in order for you to qualify for it. And once you qualify for it, the VA will give you a letter of eligibility saying like, hey, this person has met denied if you're if your freaking credit score is too low or anything along those lines, right? So the thing about it is like that certification essentially it does guarantee you a loan, but it may not necessarily guarantee you getting a home, if that makes sense. Because for me, I almost didn't get this house that I'm currently in because the interest rates were going up like every day, and it eventually took my debt to income ratio like out of my space that I was in. When that happened, it was like, you got any extra money going around? I'm like, what you mean? Do I got any extra money? What you think this is? So, but luckily for me, I was able to get into this house. And the VA is backed by the federal government, so you don't have to have a mortgage insurance. You have to have nothing like that. So, but yeah, I hope that answers your question. Shout out to all 18 people that are still in here. I know I had a whole bunch of other people in here that, whatever, going on a house tour with me. But if this is your first time, my name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse. Check me out on all those social media platforms. If you have not shared this, make sure you guys share it to somebody. If you haven't smashed that like button, I want 500,000 likes. I want as many likes as y'all decide that y'all want to give people that act like NPCs. Make it happen. Make it happen right now. Do it now. I love you. Anyways, so, and also I want to know who you are, where you're from, where you're at in your nursing journey. Why'd you want to become a nurse? Are you already in nursing school? Do you start school soon? Did you take the NCLEX? Did you fail? Like, are you from Delaware? Because apparently people from Delaware like to just pop up in here and talk to me. I want to know all that stuff. Like, leave them down in the comments, and we'll develop a dialect. One other thing that I don't like that nurses eat their young shit. And for my new nurses, you will probably experience it. But I am trying to foster a community to where we can all at least have confidence to talk with one another, at least respectfully, because, you don't know what you don't know. You're going to learn as you go. And nobody deserves to be talked to. Nobody deserves to be talked to like you're not a human. Because I've been around some of these nurses and they be talking out the side of their face, and I'm like, I don't know who you talk to. I'm not your husband and I'm not your son, so I'm gonna need for you to check yourself out the door. Then they don't talk to me after that. I don't know why. Who knows? But anyways, if you're a brand new nurse and you start school within like tomorrow or the next week or anything like that, check out the 7-day NCLEX course. It's in its pre-launch phase. Get an NCLEX course for $48. You get it for the life of ever. Yours. Okay? So make sure you guys check that out. The link is in my bio. And if you don't need it, send it to somebody else. You never know who might need it. Okay? So let's go back up here and let's see what y'all are talking about. Yeah, as a HM, still had a nurse nearby. Yep. Is it that great? Can it be used to purchase investment properties? Yes, it can be used to purchase investment properties, but you have to look at how that goes. Or what you should do is buy it with your VA loan. And then, after a year, if you have enough eligibility, turn around and use the remaining VA loan to go buy another house, and then turn around and do that as a rental property, because that's what I did. Would you recommend doing an externship during the last semester of nursing school? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. That's for lovely love, because I know you asked me that question probably 3 times already. I'm about to start my last semester of nursing school. What should I do to get ready as a new grad? Well, if you're about to finish your last semester of nursing school, the externship will work out really well for you, as well as start studying for your NCLEX. Start studying for your NCLEX right now. I'm occupational therapy specializing in kinesiology, but I'm switching to nursing. Shout out to you, Santiago. Who is that? Hey, Kevin, it's Aisha. I started nursing school August 21st. Oh, you're starting. Oh, so that's on Monday? Is that Monday, right? At a community college for my prereqs. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're starting school to do your prereqs. Shout out to you. Is it pretty petite? I was about to say pretty petty. Don't be petty. Girl, you know what I'm talking about. Smash that like button, because you know I love you, girl. Should I do an extern? Yes, you should. I think I answered you. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, cool. So yeah, not petty. All right, cool. Don't be petty, because I don't do well with petty. Usually I got my goons that hang out down in the chat and they be fighting for me, but they ain't here today. So one of them went to a concert. The other one, I don't know, probably out there fighting somebody for me. I don't know, whatever. So, but yeah, what other questions do you guys have? So there's a lot of stuff that happened in nursing news. That stuff that's happening. Like, for all my nurses that are out there, they have a strike that's going on up there in New Jersey. I want to say it's round 3. And they're paying nurses, upwards to $110 to $120 an hour. They got another potential strike that's coming up in California, Oregon, and Washington, starting nurses at $108, depending on whatever your specialty is. They got, I want to say they had CNAs. They were paying them $50 an hour. LPNs, they were paying them $83 an hour. No lie, I thought this was cheese. I was like, is that cheese on my screen? I don't know what y'all are doing. That's funny though. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in nursing. Did anybody hear about that girl who went to Arizona State, 16 years old, and she got her bachelor's degree in freaking nursing? 16 years old. Her mom, I think, is like a lawyer. Her dad's like a doctor or something like that. Put it this way. This girl was real determined, and she had the support of her family to make it happen. I'm just saying. I'm starting nursing school in January. Any advice? Well, D, the one thing I'll tell you about starting nursing school is to be ready to cut everybody off, because not everybody's about to walk this journey with you. Get a small group of people. To be honest, it should be you and 3 other people, and it should be a group of 4. So be ready to bounce ideas off of one another. My advice would be to split up the studying, like 25%, and then collaboratively bring your notes together. That way, you guys have the best study material for when you guys are going to do labs, or especially when you're doing your tests. Put yourself on a schedule, study plan, all that good stuff. And the reason why I say to do all this now is because by the time you go to take your licensing exam, this will already be embedded in your head. Okay. Be ready for people to start complaining about how much time that you can't spend with them. Be ready for people saying, like, be ready to lose friendships. Because I can tell you right now, my degree is right here behind all this mesh. It says my name on it. It doesn't say my son's name. It doesn't say my dad's name, my mom's name. It doesn't say nobody's name on there but mine. And so you're going to treat it as such. I'm just keeping it all the way real. You're going to treat it as such because you are the one going through it. Just saying. Hopefully that's good advice for you. I'm applying for a direct MSN program. I have a BS in biology. Cool. One of my friends did that. And I want to say she got her master's degree. I think Monica got her master's degree in clinical or nurse leadership. That's what she got it. So what is the difference between what is the difference? Beep, beep. Who got the keys to the Jeep? Meow. Oh, man, you set me up for that. What is the difference between an RN and an MP? So a registered nurse is essentially somebody who has a 2 or a 4-year degree. Usually somebody who's a nurse practitioner, that is an advanced practice nurse, and they have a degree, a minimum of a master's degree. But a nurse practitioner can be in all different shapes and sizes. They could be pediatric nurse practitioner, family nurse practitioner, acute care, psychiatric. Psychiatric. You can do holistics. There's different types of nurse practitioners that are out there. But essentially, a nurse practitioner is somebody who has a master's degree or higher and can practice advanced nursing. What specialty do you recommend as a new grad? So, just like I tell everybody, lovely, is go to where your heart and your passion lies. So if you want to go to critical care, go. If you want to go to labor and delivery, go. If you want to go to ICU, go. If Nurse Nelly and a bunch of other nurses were in here that are usually my co-hosts, they'll tell everybody to go to med-surg so you can get the basics of the basics down. But if you want to go to ER, go. Wherever your heart lies, go. How do you feel about the one nurse reapplying for her license after she was convicted? Oh, you must be talking about Redonda Vaught. I don't agree with the fact that she's trying to reapply to get her license. Because if you guys don't know the story about Redonda Vaught, she initially had a medication. Essentially what she did, she had a medication error, and she gave the wrong medication to a patient, and the patient died. She gave the patient vecuronium, which is a paralytic, versus what she was trying to attempt to give the patient and didn't was Versed, which is an anti-anxiety. It's benzodiazepine, right? So its generic name is midazolam. And for all my individuals that are in pharmacology, you better know what midazolam is, based off of the suffixes and what family it lies up under, what are the signs and symptoms, who can and who can't get it, so on and so forth. That when you're taking your NCLEX, that is how you spit out pharmacology and how to apply it when you're doing NCLEX style questions. But anyways, I don't think that she deserves to have her license because in reality, like she fucked up. She fucked up royally. And sometimes I know I say, hey, we can forgive it. But sometimes when you fuck up and you take somebody's life, you don't deserve to have that license back. You don't. If it was me, I would not expect for me to get my license back, or would not at all. So I don't think that she should have her license. I also don't recommend, but I don't like the fact how, she admitted her mistakes and everything. And then, the hospital settled out of court And then next thing you know, they're like, "Nah, fuck that. We're gonna like she did it on purpose," and blah blah blah. And they brought her back to court, and then they tried her, and then convicted her of like negligence, like but on purpose. And she was sentenced to 10 years. I think she has 3 now or something like that. But like to me, that was wild. That was wild. That's why people stood with her. They were just like, "Yo, she already paid. She can't do this. She can't do that. She can never work as a nurse again." But now the whole issue was on the hospital system and how they threw her under the bus, So I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Nobody liked that part, which is why people were standing with her. But do we agree she deserves her license back? Nah, absolutely not. We talk about that in the pharmacy and had to take it all out around her hospital and lock up. Agree. Just like, hey, want the doctor's license with the baby accident. Seriously, as a matter of fact, I want to say that they're trying to go after the nurse. Okay, so in regards to that baby, I want to say it was in Georgia that the doctor pulled the baby's head off, which is fucking wild to me. They're actually trying to get trying to sue the nurses for not advocating. I wasn't in the room. I don't know I wasn't in the room. I can only imagine what was going on in there. Because the thing that really trips me out is just what do you do? I mean, obviously it's what do you do? But it's just bro, are you serious? Yo, that was a real story. I thought it was, no, it's very much a real story. Very much a real story. I didn't read the story. I only saw snaps of it and then people were telling me about it. But yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. And that was her first child too. So the mom kept asking for a C-section, and for the fact that they didn't give it to her, because I mean, there's a lot of things that go in, especially if you work in labor and delivery, you're looking at the fetal heart tone, how much is the mom dilated? But I mean, if mom's dilated and baby's already birthing its way through the canal, I mean, I think a C-section may not have been pertinent at that point. But we all know the largest part of the hardest part to get out are the shoulders. And they even teach you this in nursing school. You don't, when they're showing how you're doing your checks and stuff for labor and delivery, they even say you don't pull, it's you guide, you kind of create that opening for baby to come out, And then of course, if you decide to go midwife, which is actually a master's degree program, I think it's actually going to a doctorate level. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But, you get taught all that because you work in labor and delivery and delivering babies all day. So poor baby, poor mom, poor dad. I can't imagine. Right. I couldn't either. There's certain things that you're just I can't do. I mean, I couldn't work in labor and delivery anyway because of all the, I swear, the stuff I saw in labor and delivery, my first day, and it's always my first day when I go anywhere. I was just this can't be real. This cannot be real. I walked into a room where there was a woman with 4 dudes in there and did not know who the daddy was. One was the husband. The other one was the husband's brother, the brother, the cousin, and then some other dude. And I'm like, I don't belong in here. That wasn't my last day working in labor and delivery. But I did not want to work in labor and delivery after that. I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was wild. So my only experience with L&D was C-sections, and that was pretty cool to watch. Sorry, Mom, ain't here. She had a yes, I know. She told me, Aubrey, that she's at a concert. So I was like, dang. But Aubrey, since you're here, give me the 10,000 likes. Appreciate you. But yeah, so I used to work as a surgical tech, so all I did was C-sections all the time. I remember one time I think I did nothing but C-sections for a year. So, I mean, it's there, and you see it. And like those code, we used to call them code purples or code Caesars or whatever. But yeah, it's wild. It's wild out there. So anyways, I got 28 people up in here. Shout out to y'all hanging out with me on a Friday. My usual crew, they were just like, hey, yo, seems like a norm to be here on a Friday. I appreciate that. So, but welcome. My name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse. I usually do these lives every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 5 and 6. I started a little late today because, life, it kind of happens. But what I want to know is who you are, where you're from, where you're at in your nursing journey. Where do you want to go in your nursing journey? Have you taken your NCLEX? Do you start school soon? Do you have any questions about anything? Answer your questions down there. Do I have any experienced nurses that are down there? And if you are experienced, how long have you been a nurse? That also includes an LPN, because LPNs are nurses, because it clearly says it in their name. It says licensed practical nurse. or if you're LVN, which is licensed vocational nurse. They are the exact same thing. They're just, the names are just different based off of whatever location you live. That's it. So I saw you in my live, and I was just like, what's up? Oh, what's Kevin up to? Well, this is what Kevin's up to. It's in his scrubs. He has an office full of foam because, you know, like this side over here is like a studio, kind of, because I got a light, a camera, a mic, a teleprompter, some fans for no reason. I mean, I'm going to put these fans up at some point, but you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, what was your experience like when your first patient died? So that's actually kind of not a weird question, but it's more along the lines of, do you mean like my first time seeing somebody die when I was as a corpsman, or like as a surgical tech, when I deployed, as a nurse? Because I've seen people die way before I became a nurse. So, and the experience is exactly kind of like what you would think. Like, it's kind of surreal. You're like, hey, you're alive. Hey, you're not. Okay, so this is what death is like. So everybody handles death differently, you know. So there was one thing that we always incorporated, which was a debrief. But I can tell you one thing: as a nurse, I have not experienced a debrief at all, which is something that most definitely should be done. But when all my patients were dying, it was during COVID. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really have time to debrief. Like, we had to go in, like our debriefing, I shit you not, was us going to like this breakfast spot and eating at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning and drinking mimosas. I don't even drink mimosas, but them shits are delicious. Hey, smash that like button because y'all love me. I love you. Anyways, so I don't even drink mimosas like that. That was our debriefing. You know, that was our way of kind of just fixing ourselves mentally. But it was still shitty because then we had to go back to work the next day. So, everybody experiences death differently. Is it Damar? So, for my experience, it was more like, okay, I see it. And you kind of just press on. So, Bree looking into LPN programs. I'm from the NOLA, from New Orleans. Nowlands. Sorry, I don't know. I'm a pharmacy tech. I want to get out of, medicine and retail. Then get out. Get out. You ain't got to stay there. Get out. Get out. And you know, the great thing about being a pharmacy tech and being an LPN, like that, being a pharmacy tech and then going to be an LPN, like you already have a huge advantage because pharmacy is one of the hardest sections, pharmacology, one of the hardest sections, not only on your licensing exam, but just in nursing school in general. Like, don't be surprised if somebody come up to you and be like, hey, can you help me, please? Please, can you help me? Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised at all. All right? So, hey, but shout out to all of y'all that are on here. Damn, it's almost 8 o'clock. I don't even know how long I've been streaming on here. Bro, I took y'all outside so y'all could just listen to me talk to some dude about my roof. I ain't never taken nobody. Look, the last time I think I was outside this house when I was doing a live stream was when I was at the car dealership, and then I drove home and TikTok didn't like the fact that I was driving and they banned me for 10 minutes. Didn't like it. Longest 10 minutes ever in my life. It took me away from y'all, and I didn't appreciate that. So, but yeah, let's see. It says, man, no offense to nurses, but they definitely ask crazy questions when I answer the phone. What do you mean? What do you mean? And you can't say no offense to nurses if you're trying to become. Oh my God. And I missed that. What you miss, Pete, Pete's nurse? I forgot what I say. I forgot what I said already at that point, right? I really should just start talking like an NPC, and I want to see how many like freaking, I don't even know how to talk like an NPC. Like, I think I might try it just so I can see how many roses I get and see how many people love me. But look, you missed it. All right, so by the way, anybody that missed this live, make sure you guys share it to them because I'm gonna put it on the YouTubes. I'm gonna put it on the YouTube. Did you just give me a rose? Oh my God, y'all so nice. I appreciate that. Like the last time I think I got a real rose was like when I was at a bar and then some lady was just like, rose, and I was just like, no. It was $5, and that $5 was for me. So shout out to that lady trying to give me a rose. And, shout out to her hustle because she out there trying to do it. Anyways, 35 people up in here. How y'all doing? Welcome to the live stream. We're kind of just hanging out, kind of doing a little debrief from the week. What do you guys have go on? What questions do you guys have? Where are my new nursing students at? What questions do you guys have? Anybody taking the NCLEX? What questions do you guys have? We got plenty of nurses up in here that'll answer your questions about anything that y'all got going on. If I can't answer it, I'm pretty sure that they can. Make sure you guys go over there and follow me on Instagram. I'm actually more active on Instagram than I am on TikTok. But then I just realized that TikTok has a stories now. So every story I post on Instagram, I can post on here. I didn't even know that. So I just like the live because I like the interactions more. I get more people here on TikTok that'll actually talk back to me than, I have like 4 people watching me on Instagram. I'm like, y'all don't like me? I got like almost 2,200. Y'all don't like me? What's up with that? Anyways, I'll look you up on it. So my IG is the Boot Nurse. Everything on social media is the Boot Nurse. Everything. So where are you at? I don't know. I'm in my office. Currently, I'm in my office. How long do you recommend studying for the NCLEX after graduation? Lovely. I recommend you start studying for the NCLEX before you graduate. Probably at least, like if you graduate, okay, let's say you graduate in December. I say start studying for your NCLEX probably like beginning to mid freaking November. That's what I would recommend. Your advice on, I'm guessing my advice. Your advice on time management for nursing students and working. So my advice for time management, Joanna, I figured that's what you meant. My advice for time management is if you really want to get regimented, is to create a Excel spreadsheet and have everything laid out daily on what you do. And I'm telling you, like, you're going to be so you're not going to really want to do anything because you're going to be so terrified about school and everything because you don't want to fail. You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to mess up. Most people are like that. And most people, you should be like that because, you're about to pay a crap ton of money and you're about to spend a whole bunch of time. So, and you definitely don't want to take nursing classes again. You don't want to take the program again and you don't want to fail your NCLEX. But if you do fail your NCLEX, it's okay, because, failing is a part of being successful. Eminem, what's up? So an Excel spreadsheet and write out your times on there. Or what I did, get a calendar, like print out a calendar and then write in it what you're going to do for that day. So like even by the time you go and take your NCLEX, you'll be doing that. You'll have that same habit. Okay. So I'm all about making things easier, not harder. So listening to your live reminds me when I didn't give up 13 years ago. Right. Like imagine if you were just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to do it anymore. And then like where you would be. 1, you wouldn't be here. 2, you wouldn't be a nurse. 3, who knows what you would be doing. I found people that she was just like, yeah, I took my NCLEX in 2004 and I just didn't want to take it again. I failed and I just was just like, all right, well, I guess it's not meant for me. And I was just like, well, and I flat out told her, I was like, well, I guess it's not. And then she did not expect for me to say that for her. And I was just like, well, you told me that being a nurse was your dream. And I was just like, you're right. It is a dream. And you didn't make it a reality. She did not like that. And I was just like, what do you expect from me? And I was like, but I'm going to tell you something right now. If you want to make your dream a reality, you can't just give up on it. And then when she took her exam the next time, she passed. It's just like you got to turn your dream into a reality. You can't give up on it. What's a good nursing school near San Antonio? I may move back down there. They got Chamberlain here now. Of course, you can do A&M in Corpus, but it's all online. They got the San Antonio College one. I think St. Philip's has one now. What else they got? Of course, UT Health Sciences. UT Arlington has an online program. What else? Western Governors University, which is what I recommend to everybody. Definitely check them out. Certain states, they don't recommend. I think like California, Washington, Oregon, no surprise there. But I don't think they allow for you to do the clinical aspect. If I remember right, it's all on their website, but I would definitely check them out. My classes start on the 28th. That's not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday. You're going to do all right. You're going to do all right, Eminem. Eminem, you're going to do all right. You're going to do all right. I really want in person if I can. You've met me. I'm not disciplined enough for online. Yeah, that's true. You are not. I mean, every one of those besides the online ones, like even like if you wanted to go to UT Arlington, you could go to the actual one. Texas A&M in Corpus, you can go to that actual one. UT Health Sciences, Chamberlain, you can do the same exact thing. So anyone enrolled in Chamberlain or Nightingale Online. So you're the second or third person, is it Bellin, that says something about Nightingale Online. I haven't even looked at that school. I should actually do a little bit more research on that school. I'm actually kind of curious myself to see all the details about that one. I do know a few people that did go to Chamberlain. I can tell you one thing about Chamberlain, that it is an expensive school. Because essentially they're a private school. I think you'll pay like $40,000-$50,000 a year for you to go to school there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too sure, but I would definitely look at the numbers in regards to that. Also, what was that? Bellin. Make sure you look at Western Governors University. Look at them as well. Good luck, Eminem. I'm gonna look at them. Thanks to you. Yeah, man, no problem. Thank you for your advice for clinical. I feel so overwhelmed and stressed. Look, you're going to be overwhelmed and stressed. Now, you can actually alleviate that overwhelmingness and stress. And I kid you not, by asking tons of questions when you get to clinicals and by immediately diving into it. The faster that you can put hands on actual patient, the better the process is going to feel for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like going to be like in the sim lab where you're doing all that stuff, but you actually touch patient. You actually ask them a question. You know, you get the scenarios that they've given to you, but you get the real world aspect of it. So dive into it. Don't be that person hiding in the corner, because if you were one of my students and I was precepting you, I'd be like, hey, come here. I'll be like, hey, since you don't want to touch nobody, you're going to be the first person to touch this person. You're going to be like, oh, and we're like, hey, this comes with the territory. You have to get through that. Okay. You have to get through that. I have MedSurg 1 and 2 in pharmacology. I work as a pharmacy tech for 6 years, which means, like, Eminem, you Gucci. Especially if you work as a pharmacy tech, pharmacology is not going to be hard for you. Just like I was telling, oh my God, who else was the pharmacy tech in here? I already forgot. I'm sorry. You know what? For the fact that I forgot, make sure you give me 1,000 likes. I want 4,000 likes. It's your fault I forgot your name. Oh, shout out to y'all. Bellin, you're welcome. While not passing 2 times. Never so depressed. I had to really find my inner heart strength and God. Okay, Pammy, shout out to you for finding, God and your inner strength. But you better find the discipline. You better find the discipline. You can find the inner heart, and that's great. You can find God, and that is also great. But you better find the discipline. You better find the discipline to do well on this exam. What didn't you do well on? What area? And if you pass, and if I'm just talking at this point. But if you didn't pass, did you look at your breakdowns? Did you see what you didn't do well? How was your time management? This goes for anybody that's failed. How was your time management? I bet you if I was like, hey, so tell me what your day-to-day was when you were studying. Oh, I went to work. I chilled. I did this. I came home. I watched some TV, played with the kids. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So now we're already at 6 o'clock. All right, cool. So we have no type of regiment, nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. So I'll be like, oh, okay. Tell me about your study habits. Oh, sometimes I would study for an hour. Okay. So now the red flags are they're already all over the place, right? Like, tell me about content. Oh, I didn't really study content. Okay, tell me about questions. I studied questions a little bit. Bro, are you serious? And you're really wondering, like, why you didn't do well on that test? Bro, don't do that to me. Yeah, I know I got old man eyes. Make sure I get 1,000 likes. Make it happen. All right. So, and you want to know the reason why I know that is because when I was studying for my NCLEX, that was me. I promise you. Came home and I was like, you know what? Let me turn the TV on. Put on Rick and Morty while I'm trying to study on my laptop on the computer while I got my phone. I got this Gatorade, sitting there, and I'm like, whatever. Not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Of course I didn't do well. I didn't prioritize it. I didn't have the discipline. Second time, a little bit better. Third time, a little bit better. Fourth time, I knew what I needed to do. I cut everybody off. I locked myself in my office. I'm one of those people that can say I was blessed to have an office. I had my own room to where I could do those things. You know what I mean? So the one thing I'll say to you is have your inner strength, and have that individual, have that, that spiritual connection that you have with, whoever it is that you pray to. For you, it would be God. This is for Pammy. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't have the discipline to do anything, well, you may not be successful the next time. I'm just keeping it all the way real. How do you feel about SAMC? How do you feel about BAMC? BAMC, Brooke Army Medical Center. I mean, it's just like any other hospital. However, working as a nurse there, you get a tech and you get an LVN for the most part. And I wanted the same. That's probably one of the things that spoiled me the most is like when you work at a military hospital, you get a lot of those things that civilian hospitals do not get. So I think SAMC is a good spot because, they have better, what's the word I'm looking for? Not saying better benefits or more competitive benefits, but it's just like you usually have more help and support because the Army and the Air Force and, some very, very small sums of Navy float around BAMC. So how did you study? What was your regiment? Okay, Jennifer, I'll tell you what my regiment was. So my regiment legitimately was like this. When I started studying, luckily for me, it was during COVID. And although a lot of things were happening during COVID, I knew to myself, I was like, man, this is my opportunity to take advantage of this because I'll never get another chance like this again. I've had a lot of opportunities in life that have happened to me like that, and I've taken full advantage of them. So what I did is I woke up, and I was working from home at this point, and I woke up, I studied. I woke up, and I did what I needed to do, and I studied content. So I studied maybe 2 or 3 hours worth of content, and if it was content videos, I was studying with Kaplan at this point. And then I would study from like 9 to like 12. But I was still and then from like 9 to 12, and then I'd take an hour break. And then I would turn around and I would study my NCLEX style questions. And then after I studied my NCLEX style questions, I would do my quiz. It'd take an hour and a half to 2 hours for me to do a 75 to 150 or an hour and a half to 3 hours to take a 75 to 150 question exam. Because at that point, it was 75 to 150 questions because of COVID. And then I would read and review afterwards. And then once I did that, that was what my day was. And so, it was broken up like hour by hour by hour by hour. That's how it was every day for 6 days a week, right? And I had 1 day off. And then sometimes I would take 2 days off, but I would never take more than 2 days off because if I took more than 2 days off, that's when you start to lose what you're trying to retain. So you'll see some people like, yeah, I studied for 2 weeks and I took a week off. I'm like, okay, let's go over a question. And they're just like, damn, I forgot already. Yeah, because after 2 days, you're not thinking about it. You're thinking about other things that are happening. And then heaven forbid something else like crazy happens that your mind starts to go into like fight or flight mode. And that's what you're thinking about. You know what I mean? So, that's what I did. And on top of that, I actually had an actual calendar. Go to my YouTube channel and look at I passed NCLEX in 60 questions, and then I failed the NCLEX. Look at those two videos. You'll see what you'll see my breakdowns, and you'll see what my calendar looked like. I didn't put my hourly stuff on there because that was on an Excel spreadsheet, and I didn't even think about putting that on there at the time. So, and I did that, and I studied 5 to 6 days a week for anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, wherever I could find it. And I cut everything off. Like I even had it down to where I was just like, all right, cool. We're going to go eat from 6 to 7:30. And then when I get back to the house or whatever we're doing by 8:30, 9 or 8 or 8:30, I'm back reading and reviewing my freaking exam that I had just previously did. Because a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, I'll take the quiz and then I'll go to sleep and then I'll wake up and I'll review it. No, review that shit before you go to sleep. Because you're going to go to sleep. Ain't nobody trying to think about no quiz while you're trying to go to sleep. You want sleep to be relaxing. You want it to be slumbering. You want it to be, like, I don't know, the Bearstein Bears. Who knows the Bearstein Bears? Am I showing my age? I guess I'm showing my age. Hey, make sure I get 4,000 likes. Make it happen. I love you. So yes, Jennifer, that's how regimented I was. And when I'm telling you, like when I studied, I want to say I studied for 56 days. 56 days for 5 to 6 days a week with 1 or 2 breaks. And I started with the hardest section for myself, which was pharmacology and maternity. And then I worked my way all the way through the different subjects. On top of when I was doing questions, they were always random. I never did a quiz that was just only cardiology, or that was just only management of care, or that was just, no, never did I ever do that, because your exam's not like that. I think we could all agree on that, right? I never did that. So there was that. And then, of course, I was studying all the videos and I was doing all that other stuff. So I was very, like when Kaplan, I think, had like a live class going on, I would have it on in the background. Or if it was on while I was driving, I would plug in my phone with Bluetooth and I would just listen to it. That's how regimented I was. I got so used to just listening to nursing content that when I finally got my license, I didn't even listen to music. I just started listening to podcasts. And now that's all I do is listen to podcasts. Don't even ask me about what new song is out. Don't ask me, because I don't know. Because now I just listen to entrepreneurial and business podcasts. And sometimes real estate. And then sometimes nursing drama, because the nursing drama is fun. Nurse Blake is great. If y'all don't know who Nurse Blake is, y'all are slipping, like in the nursing world. Like Nurse Blake, who's another one? EB from what is it? Nurse Life RN. Shout out to him. RIP to him. He died a couple years ago. So he's the guru of nursing memes. So but y'all, if y'all aren't following Nurse Blake, what are y'all really doing with your life? Did you see Samson's Facebook page got hacked by Russians? It's hilarious right now. It's just reposting movie clips. No, I did not see that. I'm doing the same thing, but working full time makes it so hard to find the time. Right, it does. Because when I was studying, I tell you an example. When I was studying for my NCLEX for the first time, I was working full time. I mean, I was working full time even when I was at home, but I was working. I was working from home. So if 8 hours of your day are at work, obviously those 8 hours a day are allocated. Or what you could also think about, like, okay, what type of job do you have? As well as what other ways can you retain information? Like some people are just like, they feel like they have to sit here and be in front of the computer. For me, I listen to nursing knowledge all the time. If it wasn't Mark Klimick audios, if it wasn't a nursing podcast like Nurse Mo, or like Simple Nursing, like YouTube channel, I would just listen to. Like I was always acquiring some type of nursing knowledge, always. Right. So if you can't necessarily write down your notes, at least try to acquire it audio wise. Because you'd be so surprised. You'd be like, how the hell do I know that about myasthenia gravis? You'd be like, oh, I heard it in a podcast. And then it just kind of sticks. It just sticks after that. Did you have to take the T's? No, Blair, I took the HESI. You are max 30. I don't know what that means. Max 30. Oh, I am max. Oh, so I am 30 max. You talking about my age, Eminem? Talking about my age? You trying to tell me I'm 30? Hey, you're sweet. Hey, you know what? You know what? You nice. I appreciate it. Eminem, you can come to my live stream anytime you want. YT for NCLEX? Yes, we're talking about for NCLEX. Or just studying, period. You just got to be regimented. I have a study calendar as well. Great. When did you graduate? I graduated in 2018. RIP to Evie. Yeah, shout out to Evie. Oh, my God. Hey, y'all see her, right? Damn, I wasn't even ready. I wasn't ready. Hey, I need all 33 of y'all to stay right where y'all are. Don't y'all move. Don't none of y'all leave here right now. Stay. Don't go nowhere. I got something for y'all. Y'all ready? I said don't leave. So you just decided to leave? Whatever, bro. I don't even care. Because you already know. Look. Hey, it's coming. You ready for it? It's coming. Hold on. Oh, that's an ad. Never mind. Oh my God. Hey, Nurse Cass is here, y'all. My bodyguard. My goon. All right. If y'all don't get 5,000 likes, she's coming after you. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Y'all ready for it? All right, we're done. No more of that. I'm done. I'm done embarrassing myself. Hey, so my other co-host, Nurse Cass, is up in here. Been a nurse for quite some time. She works in corrections and she also works in psych. So you already know she got hands. So I'm just saying. Jennifer, you're a high school counselor. Okay, shout out to you. I had two good high school counselors. I don't know what they're doing with their lives now, but they were really great to me when I was in high school. So what nursing drama podcast do you listen to? I used to listen to, I have the Selfie podcast, right? I used to listen to, oh my God, Katie Duke. And then I was listening to Nurse Blake's at first, but I stopped listening to his. And then there was another one that I was listening to. That I just started listening. I think it's not Nurse Tori, because she's part of the Selfie podcast. But there was another one I was listening to. But yeah, those are the ones. D nice. But those are the ones I was listening to. What podcast would you recommend? I don't even know if those podcasts are still around. But of course, Nursing Uncensored is a great one. I actually was on Nursing Uncensored's podcast. That's Adrian Bindings. I would definitely check out Nursing Uncensored because you get the raw aspects of what it's like to be a nursing student. what it's like to be a nurse working in the field, all that good stuff. Real Talk School of Nursing. That's another good nursing podcast for nursing students. I was also on the Real Talk School of Nursing. I think it was episode like 94 or 95. So definitely check that one out. I talk about my NCLEX journey and all that good stuff. There's another one called Bottom Line Nursing. Ironically, I was on that one as well. You can check out Picmonics. Picmonic has a podcast as well as check out their YouTube channel. I was also on their YouTube channel. So I've been on a couple. Those are the ones I recommend, especially if you're trying to get through nursing school, as well as study for your NCLEX, as well as you just want to know what it's like, the life of being a nurse. So I think I will work until lunch and then study for the remainder of the day. Hey, whatever you need to do for yourself, I say create a schedule for yourself, and it works best for you. Cool. It works best for you. Not everybody's schedule is going to be like mine. That's why when I tell my students, I'm like, hey, create a schedule and let me see. All right, cool. Can you follow this? Because it's not my life, it's yours, right? Just like I'm assuming, Jennifer, when you tell your students, you're just like, okay, what do you want to do? Hey, here are the opportunities that are available to you. Now, what do you want? Because you can lead them to the water, but you can't make the students drink it, right? Jennifer, you know what I'm talking about, right? Eminem, look, okay. You see this gray hair right here? You see it? And then I got massive amounts up here. That's a fuzzy. But you see like massive, look. I wish I was 30. Not no more though. Do you pick if you, no. So, pretty petite, ma'am. You already knew I was going to go there. No, but, your school determines which one you'll take because whatever racket that they're a part of. I'm just being completely honest. Some schools take HESI, some take, T's. Other schools take Kaplan. So it all just depends. Hey, Amber says, I'm a corrections officer. Think about going into nursing. First of all, Amber, can you fight? Look, Cass, don't be over here. Don't be coming up in here trying to recruit. Okay. Are these podcasts in Spotify? They are. I mean, they're on Spotify, iTunes. I use Spotify because I don't have an iPhone. So I don't have iTunes. And I'll never get an iPhone. So don't nobody ask me because everyone's like, why didn't I get an iPhone? What do I look like? I want an iPhone? Don't play with me. Okay. Yeah, so check out on Spotify. I take my exit tomorrow. Pray for me. Are you good? You're going to do all right. Hey, speak it into existence and it shall be so. But if you want us to tell you good luck, hey, good luck to you. We pray for you. You got it. You got this. Nurse Cass, yes, girl, definitely going to apply next year. Yep, definitely apply. I'm a single mom and college student in need of supplies. Please, can anyone assist me? Blah, blah, blah. I didn't know that's what we did when we came into people's stuff, but okay, whatever. Are you already working in the environment? Yep. Of course, she already said she works in the environment. But she didn't answer my question if she had hands or not. I'm just saying. Tell me how viral meningitis presents. Virally? So, what does that say? Absolutely need to practice what I preach. Hey, so I'm going to be completely honest with you, Jennifer. I'm the same exact way. Like I actually got checked multiple times this week, because, we all go through our own things. When it comes to our own doubts and our own, resentments of how we feel about whatever. But, sometimes we really do. We really do got to take our own advice. We really do. So if we can be so passionate about giving other people advice, we should be passionate about giving the most important individual advice, which will be ourselves. So I 100% can agree with you. Okay, thanks. I wasn't sure how that worked. Yeah, facts. Amber said, yes, I can. I got assaulted before. Some guy mental ran up on me and punched me in the face. Did you punch him back? I mean, you don't got to tell me that legally, but you can tell me later. Like you could be like thumbs up if you punched him or thumbs down, or just don't answer it at all and blink multiple times. I'm just saying. Let's see. I've been one for 5 years. Yes, she did. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. My bad. Use of force, be out of control. You right. You can't answer the symptoms that show though. So usually people that have symptoms of meningitis are usually it's like they have a massive headache. They have neck pain, neck stiffness. They have photophobia, stuff like that. Many opportunities in nursing. Do you have specific podcast recommendations for studying A&P and microbiology? So I don't have podcasts, but I usually have a good recommendation like a number of recommendations for YouTube channels. So of course I always say Khan Academy. I loved Khan Academy when I was doing my prereqs, but they have some they have some really good videos on freaking A&P and micro. As a matter of fact, for A&P specifically, I remember I used Khan Academy's A&P videos on YouTube while I was in my A&P class studying for a lab that I was about to have in an hour, and I got like a 94 on my lab. So I would definitely recommend Khan Academy for sure on YouTube. But there's so many other ones. I don't have the list up because the list is on my phone. So, man, I might just have to like make a list of like really good YouTube channels, you know, like for A&P or for micro or whatever. So I think I might just do that. I keep saying I'm going to do that, but then I get distracted because, you know, millions of people will be asking me questions. So, you know, that's on my list. That's on my things, my many things to do list and all that good stuff. So, hell yeah. I punched him back. It's self-defense. So it's all in the report. So we Gucci. That's what I'm talking about. Swing them hands. YT said, thank you. Positive self-talk is important in nursing school. Look, positive self-talk is important in all aspects of nursing, period. It doesn't matter if it's just in nursing school. Nursing school is just the beginning. But you want to know, I try to tell people, I'm just like, people are just like, man, I'm just here so I can pass. And I was just like, or not, they were like, I just want to pass my NCLEX. And I was like, no, you don't want to pass it. You want to conquer it. And I was just like, because if you want to pass it, then you should just get in your car and just pretend like it's one of those signs on the highway and just drive right past it. You know, you don't pass it, you conquer it. Think about it. Like, most people don't even know what the NCLEX is until literally maybe their second semester of school. Like me, I was just like, I don't even know what that is. I'll pay attention to it later. Maybe it's just me, my demeanor, or whatever. But the first thing that you say is, I want to be a nurse. And then you figure out, how do I become a nurse? And then you were like, okay, I need to go to this school. This is their prereqs. I need to do this. And then I go on the journey of taking the prereqs. It takes some people a year, 2, 3, 4 to do the prereqs. And then you got to apply for nursing school. Then you get in then you got to take the test. Then you got to pass that entrance exam. Then you get accepted. If you get accepted, then you get accepted. Then you go. That's the beginning. That's not even the beginning. Like, now you're in nursing school. Now you go through nursing school. You got to go through every semester, the tests, the labs, the crusty old ass fucking instructors that are rude to you. You know, the fact that you'll go into a hospital and you'll have a lot of these nurses that don't want to teach you because they forgot that they used to be fucking students. And then you get all the way through school and then hope to God that you pass your exit exam, because if you don't pass your exit exam, they won't let you graduate. Then you finally graduate. Now you're studying for the NCLEX. And now you're just like, oh my God, I feel so lost. And then you finally pass it. You know, it's not just passing it. It's you conquer it because it took a long ass journey for you to get to that destination. Right? But then once you conquer your NCLEX, you go up to the peak of that aspect to end up at the summit of an even bigger freaking mountain. All right. So that's how everybody should view it. Like, your journey, like the journey to get to becoming a nurse and then, you know, working your way through the nursing field, which it could go off in any direction. You know, it's crazy. Like, it's wild. I love when I meet a nurse and they were like, yeah, I'm a nurse, but I work for here and I do this, or I used to do this and I enjoy this now. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. So I'm all about the positivity. I'm all about the journey, and I'm all about conquering that journey. So Christian said, hell yeah, bro. Good stuff. Oh, you were asking about the meningitis. Yeah, I got you. Any advice on the NLN packs? What is that? Is that that I've heard? What is that? I gotta go back through here and look. I already got it all on here. I gotta read. That's awesome. Thank you. Blah blah blah. What do we do in fundamental labs exactly? I have that too. Eminem. So essentially, you go through the nursing process. Like, you have to know how to understand. Oh my God. You go through the nursing process of going through the assessment and understanding what you're looking at a patient. You learn about medical administration. You learn about Foley catheters, basic care and comfort, how to turn a patient, bed baths, feedings, ABCs, all the fundamentally basic things that you need to know at that level as a nurse. Okay. Yes, nursing school is definitely not for the weak. That's a fact. I did my diploma 20 years ago now. I'm going for my BCN. What is it? You mean your BSN? I'm assuming that's what you mean. Samara? Is it Samara? I'm glad you talked about the professors because I thought they just hated me, but I guess that's just them, honestly. What up, Boo? You're here. I am pretty late. I started pretty late because I had some adulting to do. So I was like, you know what? I should just still come on here and chit chat and see what's going on. But Thunder, we appreciate you being here. Can I get hired as a new grad with absolutely no experience? Absolutely. It's called going into a residency program. I don't know how to. Is it do? I'm not even gonna try it. I'm not gonna try it. I'm gonna need for you to like spell that out like definition wise, like Webster's dictionary, somewhere on the bottom, because I'm gonna mess that up. Let's see. I'm planning to go back to do MP after 30 what? Samara. I'm gonna need for you to let me know. Travel with me. You single? I am not. What's it doing? A new grad. Okay. I've been on here for 90 minutes. Man, y'all held me hostage for 90 minutes. What's up with that? So I was a nursing assistant before. Is it almost the same training? It is almost the same training, but it's more in depth because as a nursing assistant or a CNA, it's more of the how to do these tasks. But once you go to the nursing round, it's more of the why. You are, as a nurse, you learn how to do those tasks, but you know why we do those tasks, why we do them a specific way. And, you learn the why and the intricacies of the nursing process of why and when we do them. Let me see what you said. So you say you want to go back to be an MP after being delegate. What? I'm confused. I am lost. Look, I'm trying to figure out my life right now. My girls at jail get paid bank over here $100K with the overtime. Look, you can't pay me enough to do nobody overtime. I'm just keeping it all the way real. I don't even like going to work. But I do because I got to take care of what I need to take care of. So, that's how that goes. Shout out to all 19 of y'all that are still in here rocking with me. I think I'm going to hang out for a little bit more. But those who are brand new here, I appreciate you. Make sure you guys follow me on all those social media platforms. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys also go check out my YouTube channel because whatever video that people miss here, I'm going to upload on my YouTube so that way people can see them. And also, if you're new here, welcome. I go by Kevin, the Boot Nurse, like I said, on all social media platforms. I want to know who you are, where you're from. Why you decided you want to become a nurse. Tell me why. What is y'all's why? Tell me your why. Why did you want to become a nurse? This is great because I heard some people flat out tell me I want to be a nurse because it makes more money. I don't know if you know this, but sometimes the money ain't always there. And let me tell you, sometimes all money ain't good money. I'm telling you that right now. But it does look kind of nice if you know how to set yourself up right. So what's y'all's why? While you guys are answering that, if you guys are brand new here, and if you're a nurse about to start nursing school and you're looking to get an NCLEX course, to give yourself a jump start, a year or 2 years in advance, check out the 7-day NCLEX course. It's going for $48. If you get it for $48, you get it forever. I'm going to be updating it over time. So make sure you guys check that out. Okay. Link is in my bio. And if it's not for you, send it to somebody else. You never know who might need it in your realm of nurses, nursing students, nursing school, all that good jazz. So, Hey Amber is a RN or NP? My friends are RNs. Okay, I got you. Can I get some advice on being a new grad OR nurse? Lex, you sure can. What kind of what advice you need? What advice do you need, Lex TV? You got your own TV channel? You famous? What questions you got? New OR nurse. So the one thing, I don't know what your question is you're about to ask me, but I think I'll just start talking. But the one thing that you have to realize as an OR nurse, your orientation should be at least 6 months, right? The biggest thing that you need to realize, especially if you're an OR nurse and you're circulating, you have to deal with the different personalities of every doctor. You have to get into the routine. Of understanding what everybody wants. Not necessarily what they need, but giving them what they need rather than what they want. So there's that. Everything from, giving the patient medications, positioning the patient on the bed, helping out anesthesia, positioning the patient, for the surgical procedure, prepping You deal with so many different personalities in the operating room, from the surgical techs to the anesthesia provider to the surgeons. If they decide to bring their own assistants like FAs or LSAs, or if they have PAs or nurse practitioners, like you have so many other people that you have to deal with. The biggest thing in the operating room is that you have to stand your ground, hold your confidence, and you have to just get into that routine of seeing how the processes go. I want to say probably one of the hardest things about working in the OR is knowing where everything is at. I can't even tell you how many times I needed to run out of a room to find something, and I had no idea where the hell it was. And it took me a long time to figure out where just like, the lap sponges were, because I felt like they were always moving them in the center core. So there's that. What else you got? I wanted to change my career to nursing because I want to help people on a different level. That's fair. So a lot of times when I ask you why, I like to hear that. So you can dive even deeper to that, Jennifer. It's just like, okay, so you want to help people. Like, why is it that you want to help people on a different level? Right? That's actually a really good tactic that I read in a book. Not saying that I'm, certified. It was just a self-improvement book, but it's like, it's like the seven whys. So you can really get down to the root of why you really want to change or why you really want to do something. So, NCLEX advice: I failed and lost. I failed and feel lost on how I should restart studying. Well, user 7395, get up. So you feel lost. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. So one thing I'm going to tell you is that you should do is that you have to reevaluate why you failed. So I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your everyday life is like. But the first thing I will tell you, and same thing I tell everybody else, what does that breakdown look like? What area did you not do well on? Audit. Now, this is where you have to audit yourself. So that was one. Next thing is, what's your time management like? How'd you study? Did you study at all? Did you study effectively? What are the study what are your study methods like? Are you a read write? Are you auditory? Are you kinesthetic? Are you visual? Are you a combination of one, two, or all of them? What's your study plan? Did you have a good support system? Was your support system distracting? Were you working too much? So it's just like there are so many nuances that you could just be like, I failed and I don't know where to restart. Well, first you need to audit you need to audit what you can control, which is all those other things. If you were my student right now in my coaching session, these are the things that I would ask you. All people that are in here that would need coaching or whatever from me, these are the exact same things that I would ask you, and they wouldn't change. This is just on a grand scale because, I'm on TikTok. You know what I mean? So those are the questions you should ask yourself. This is more to it, but TikTok has a cap on how much I can say. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. I want to do PACU or L&D. Okay. So if you know the difference, so PACU is cool. I like PACU. You get a patient for about an hour or so, and then, you take them up to the floor or you send them home. You get them to another nurse. But then when shit hits the fan, then you're there. So, L&D, I can never work in L&D. I can't say I can never work in L&D. I just do not prefer to work in labor and delivery. Like I said, I told a story about how there was a woman in there and there were 4 guys and she had no idea who her daddy was. And one of those dudes was her husband. The other one was a cousin. The other one was a brother. And I don't know who the 4th guy was. At that point, I was just like, man, I like drama, but not this drama. This is the type of drama that it's going to implode and it's going to be fucking crazy. So I don't want to be a part of that. But yeah, I'm just nervous for my first day in the OR. I start in a few days. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Learn all the equipment or supplies. Yeah. And it all just depends on where you're going to go first. Like, are you going to go to general first? Are you going to go to, neurology? Are you going to start there? Are you going to start on ortho? 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to start you off in general surgery or GYN because those are all relatively the same. So you're going to be doing open bellies, or you're going to be doing laparoscopic cases, or you're going to be doing robot cases, right? It's all about getting through the routine. Like, okay, knowing where the Bovie machine is at. Okay, where's the suction irrigator? Do they have Neptunes? Do you know how to use the Neptune suctions? Do you know how to use the ligature? Do they have a Da Vinci robot? Do you know how to use that? Like, that all takes practice when you get in there. Okay? And you haven't even started yet. So don't make yourself nervous. And it's going to take time. Imposter syndrome is going to sink in, and you won't probably feel comfortable for about anywhere. Like, even when you get off orientation, probably like Most people, when they get off orientation, it's at the it's at the 9-month to a year mark where you actually feel like you're doing something right. I'm just keeping it honest. Okay. So what other questions you guys got? Shout out to all 14 people that are hanging out, rocking with me on this Friday. It is 8:37 Texas time. Wait a minute. I can't really say Texas time because, I mean, El Paso's in Texas and it's on Mountain Standard Time. But whatever. So we're on Texas time at 8:37. So shout out to all y'all that are hanging out. We got 16 folks up here. Y'all just keep asking me these questions. We're talking about nursing stuff, NCLEX. Ask me anything, within reason, because I do got privacy around here. Okay, even though I just gave y'all a house tour. Well, kind of, sort of, not really. But it says, Lex, take it a day at a time. You got this, facts. I'll be circulating, but eventually be trained on being a scrub nurse. Cool. I was a surgical tech for like 12 years. And I have those skills to scrub. I don't scrub. I just don't want to anymore. But you're new. And so I'm always to the new people. I'm like, hey, yo, jump into all those opportunities. Jump into all of them, because you never know how much they'll benefit you in the future. Hell, you might even like it. You can actually, if you wanted to be a scrub nurse, you can go off and be a registered nurse first assist, which is where you'll do nothing but scrub and you'll be working with a specific doctor. And then you can actually go off and you can be a surgical nurse practitioner, and work as alongside with the provider, making more money, of course. So, the opportunities within nursing are very vast. So, and the reason why I say that is because not everybody has to sit and chill out and be in a damn hospital to make it in nursing. As a matter of fact, it's almost required at this point that you go to a hospital, get a year or 2 years of experience, and then leave and go somewhere else. Gone are the days where it's like, you work at a factory for 40 years and then you get a pension. That doesn't work. Thinking about working in the CICU as a CNA while getting my RN. Do it. Wait a minute. Hold on. How? If you're a corrections officer. I mean, you talking about just working all the time. I mean, if you want to work all the time, Amber, that's cool. But I like sleep. I'm just saying, you don't like sleep? Like, what's up with that? I'm just saying, like, what's up with that? Where the hell we get 38 people from? Hey, shout out to all 38 people. Hey, first of all, we're sitting at like 5.2 thousand likes. I need six. I'm about to shotgun somebody. I'm about to designate somebody to give me the 6,000 likes. I'm about to do it. I don't know who I'm doing. I don't know who I'm gonna do it to, but I better get the 6,000 likes or I'm shotgunning somebody. I better do it. What'd she say? Thinking about work. Okay, we already talked about. I got to leave corrections soon because I can't go to school and work 80-hour weeks. Yeah, you can. I'm just playing. No, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. How many years have you been a nurse? I've been a nurse for 3 years. I have never heard of a surgical nurse practitioner. That sounds interesting. Well, Lex, they definitely do have surgical nurse practitioners. And if you decide that you do want to go that route, I would definitely look more into it. And I can tell you right now, right off the top of my head, if you want to go that route, go do the scrub nursing, be a circulating nurse, but be the scrub nurse. And then look into what they call RNFA programs. And then as an RNFA, you get enough experience and then go to MP school. And then when you go to MP school, you can actually do a rotation with a surgeon, and you can actually get all of the credentials and stuff that you need to do with the surgeon, and you can get credentialed as a surgical nurse practitioner. You sure can. I'm taking my NCLEX tomorrow. Any advice? Oh, you're taking it tomorrow? Okay, cool. Well, if you're taking it tomorrow, you're the first person. Queen's gal, ma'am. You're the first person to actually ask me that. So, I don't know where you live, but and I don't know what time you're taking your exam. But the one thing I'll tell you is to not open up a book or do anything at all in regards to the NCLEX, because I'm gonna tell you right now that one of my instructors told me a long time ago when I was joining the Navy, if you don't know it by now, you don't know it at all. And the reason why I say that is that if you've been studying like you should have been studying, you ain't got nothing to worry about, because you know it. You know all the information. Don't let your nerves get the best of you, because you know it. All right. Get all your stuff, like get all your clothes, ID card, keys, wallet, whatever. Have it set neatly somewhere. get your toothbrush, your toothpaste, all that stuff. Have everything lined up. Have everything lined up. That way nothing's out of order. Because what is it? It's Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. So try to mitigate those things as much, because you're going to be like, where's my phone? Where's my keys? Where's my wallet? Oh my God, if I don't have my wallet, I don't have my ID card. If I don't have my ID card, I can't identify myself when I go take my exam. You see what I'm saying? So just have all that stuff staged and then go to bed. Like as of right now, watch something. Watch a movie. Like watch Spider-Man. Watch the new Spider-Man, the End of Spider-Verse movie. It was really good. Or watch Barbie. I didn't watch Barbie. But I'm saying if that's what you want to do for yourself, do that. Don't drink. Do not drink. Don't do that. And I'm pretty sure you're already too nervous to drink anyway, but don't do that. I've met people that are like, yo, I'm about to go turn up. You should probably turn up. Susan. I don't know if her name was Susan. I can't remember. But you should probably do that after. You know, I'm not the smartest dude. Okay? But I would not drink the day before my exam. I don't care if you are a functioning alcoholic. It's just not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. Okay? So that's the advice that I would give you. Listen to positivity on the way there. Say it and speak it into existence. I will pass the NCLEX. I will pass the NCLEX. I will be a nurse. And then answer yourself. I used to be like, I will pass the NCLEX. And I'm like, fucking right. And there I go. Put it out there and it shall be so. You're going to be all right. How long did it take for you to finish your prereqs? I started my prereqs in 2013 and I finished them in 2017. So 4 years. But that was because I was active duty and I had moved from one state to another, went to multiple schools, had breaks in between there. And I had other military requirements that I had to do in order for me to keep doing those things. So it took me a while, but it took me 4 years, 2013 to 2017, the end of 2013 to the end of 2016, because I started nursing school in 2017. So prerequisite took me 3 years. Any tips of studying for the TEAS test? Well, user 94. I personally did not take the TEAS test. However, I did study for it. And a good book is that yellow, is a Mometrics book that I would recommend. It's like $33.99 on Amazon, and I would check that out. That's what I used. But I would also a tip I would say is to go through the whole book and study it for like a good month. If you study for a good month, you're going to be okay. Because remember, it's an entrance exam. Like, it's not meant to be difficult, right? It's just meant to be familiar. Yes. Thank you. You're welcome. Mary said, got a hotel the night before, then took it at 2 p.m. No stress. Wait, that's what I'm talking about. I try to tell a lot of people to do that. Like, there's people that have like kids and they're just like, hey, you got the kids, husband or wife? I'm out. I'll see you when I get back. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. That's exactly what he or she did. Went to a hotel, didn't do anything, laid there. It was quiet, fell asleep, woke up refreshed. And it's so good that you took it in the afternoon too. It's for the fact like you ain't got to wake up early. Unless you're a morning person and that's how you do, then cool. You know? Me, I took mine at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I woke up at like 9 o'clock. I was like, oh, nice and refreshed. You know, did everything I needed to do. Took my time and I got to the testing center and it was good. It was good after that. Someone came into my job raving about you. He said he did YouTube reviews, testimonials for who? Darian who? Who said that? Why you lying? Darian, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Why you lying? For the T's. Yes, Nisha. Just for 70 collective, I'm excited. Okay, shout out to you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hope you, I'm just saying, make sure you guys read the website. All right, make sure you guys read the website. Not Night Owl, I'm not about the early morning. Me neither. I'm really not. In your resources, you suggest to study for the new NCLEX. I'm using Archer. Archer's great. Archer is great. I liked Archer. If you have a good understanding of content, like you feel like you don't need a lot of content, UWorld is good too. But UWorld is more of the expensive side, but I like Archer as well. They got Mark Klimick out there. They got Kaplan, Remar, Simple Nursing, NCLEX High Yield. They got a whole bunch out there. So it all just depends. But if you got Archer, cool. Like, they got tons of other reviews out there, people that I actually look up to. And, you know, those people are the reason that show me that I could actually create one to help my audience and help everybody and let everybody know, like, hey, I'm relatable. Like, I don't even know how many of those other people do these. I think Regina from Remar Nursing does lives like this on Facebook, but I try to make it relatable because it's me. I'm just some normal guy and I make it relatable. As in, like, hey, I used to be in your shoes. And I'll tell you like it is. Some people don't like the fact that I curse, and I'm working on that. But that makes me relatable. Very much relatable. Okay. Let's see. I didn't get his name. He said he was in the Navy previously. He just graduated in January. Who graduated in January? Who? Where you at, Darian? Like where do you live? Now I'm curious. I will check yours out too. So here's the thing, and I got 34 people in here, so I'm gonna make this disclaimer one more time. My NCLEX, my 7-day NCLEX course is $48, which is 80% off of its current price. It is in the pre-launch phase, which means not all the material is up there, but the first few modules are up there with more updated content to come. Okay, like right now I'm working on 9 different modules for pharmacology that are going to go up. Like how to study pharm. I think I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about, Darian. I know exactly who you're talking about now. But yeah, so it's up there. But once you get it, you have it like forever. Any updates I put on there, you get. I actually have future plans to put. I'm working with a company right now to actually put NCLEX style questions in there so you can go in there and do your quizzes, see your analytics and all that other good stuff. On top of, I'm actually doing a review and I'm going to break down like 100 NCLEX questions, and I'm going to break them down in different videos. And the reason being is because I wish when I took my NCLEX the first time that somebody took the time to do that for me. And the reason why I do it is because nobody did that for me. And I never want anybody to feel ever. I don't care if you're a brand new nurse. I don't care if you have been a nurse for 10 years. I don't ever want anybody to feel like you don't have anybody that you can't relate to. You know what I mean? So that's why I made that course. That's why I'm making it. That is exactly why it is a journey and it is progression. So you can see not only what it took for me to get there, but that way you guys can see all the material that's going to be in there and why I do it for y'all. He passed his first time in 70. Yes, he did. He did. I know Darian, I know exactly who you're talking about right now because I actually just talked to him just recently because he just came off a deployment. Let me see what y'all are talking about in here. Check yours out too. Okay, appreciate you. I take my T's test next year. Any recommendations? Take it next year. Oh, you got some time. So Nisha, I would say look at the Mometrics yellow book for T's. It's like $33.99 on Amazon. Like study it for a good month and you'll be good to go. You're the number one nurse live. Amber, why are you lying? And I'm just playing. I really do appreciate that. So something like when people tell me that, I'm just like, I need to learn how to start taking compliments better. So, but I really do appreciate that. I just try to keep it as honest as possible, as well as, like I love the feedback because all the feedback and all the interaction that you guys give me, it's only going to make the things that I'm doing better. And it's also going to make me better, not as a nurse. Also as a nurse, but then also as an instructor and all that good stuff. And of course, if you guys don't know, like I put in for an instructor job, to be an adjunct instructor, at a college. So, I love teaching. I've been an instructor, educator for the past 8 years. I was an instructor while I was active duty in the military. I became a master instructor in the military. I taught surgical technology for about 3.5 years. I also taught so many other courses, tactical combat casualty care. I'm a trauma nurse course instructor, pre-hospital trauma, advanced burn, and there were some other ones, but I did a whole bunch of teaching, BLS, ACLS, all those other ones. So I love teaching. I've been teaching I did not think I was going to be a teacher or an educator, but I love every bit of it. So it's another reason I do this is because some people don't know how to talk to people and some people don't know how to convey. Everybody's different, but one and the same, right? So most people, if they have questions and they want to ask me, I have no problem asking them. All right. So, and I love to teach. I remember one time in the OR, I had 3 nursing students and 2 surgical tech students, and I was just all over the place. I was like, hey, I need for y'all to follow me. Where are y'all at? And the thing about it is because I was a surgical tech, then I was an instructor. Now I'm a nurse. Now I'm a preceptor. And now I'm about to become an instructor. Like, it goes full circle. And I love every bit of it. Every bit of it. So I'm an emergency room nurse. I took PTO today, went to a food truck, and my server started seizing. It says call you Shaba. Okay. So what'd you do? What'd you do, Shaba? Did you just leave him there, or did you drag him to the ER? What'd you do? Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Anisha, you welcome. What says Nurse Lovely? Always great listening to nurses. Thank you for your time. Yeah, no problem. I love it here. Cherie said thank you. Stacy said hi there. What's up, Stace? What's up? What's up? Shout out to all 42 people up in here. Man, I've been on here for a while. I think I'm gonna hang out here for probably about another 10 minutes. But if you guys are brand new here, I appreciate you guys being here. My name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse on all social media platforms. Make sure you guys check me out on YouTube, Instagram, of course, you're on TikTok. If you want to go to Thread or whatever, check out the Boot Nation Facebook. Trying to foster a really good audience over there. It's for pre-nursing students, nursing students, and nurses alike. Doesn't matter if you're a pre-nursing student. Doesn't matter if you've been a nurse for 20 years. We all need each other if we want to try to change the narrative that is happening within this profession. Okay. But if you're new here, I want to know who you are, where you're from, where you're at in your nursing journey. Are you a pre-nursing student, nursing student? Do you start school soon? Do you take your NCLEX? All that good stuff. If you're a nursing student about to start school, hey, check out the 7-day NCLEX course. Go ahead and get a jump on that right now. $48, 80% off. If you get it forever. Right? And you get all the updates of everything that's going to be going in there. And I got a bunch of stuff that's going in there real soon. I was actually updating my flow chart. I have a flow chart of 100 plus videos that are going to go in there initially. So it's going to be up in there. User 98. Hello, Kevin from Augusta, Georgia. Shout out to you. Hello. Stacey said, you're awesome, H1. Great info. I appreciate you. I'm planning to do LPN. Is it true they're phasing them out? No? Who told you that? LPN, thinking of going RN in suggestions. Do it. Find you an LPN to RN bridge program. I want to say they have some online. Or they may be a hybrid. But if you're an LPN and you want to go do an RN, go do it. What's stopping you? And Joe, is it Joe Bless? They're not phasing LPNs out. They tried to phase LPNs out, and then guess what happened? COVID. And then they're just like, oh my God, come back to us. And LPNs were like, no, fuck y'all. No, but seriously, LPNs aren't going anywhere. Essentially, what they're trying to do is that they're trying to encourage all LPNs to go to RN route. And then once you're an RN, they want you to get your BSN. And the only reason that these hospitals want you to have your BSN is because they want magnet status. Once they get magnet status, it allows for them to kind of get that credential that's teaching. Once you get a teaching hospital, once you're at a teaching status for a hospital like a level 1 trauma facility, they get all the federal funding. It's all about money in the bottom line. Not saying that they don't care about you, but I can tell you right now, I know plenty of LPNs and LVNs and plenty of 2-year associate degree RNs that will run circles around a BSN nurse. So, I mean, not saying that you don't get the knowledge, because you do, but a lot of times they have that experience. That's not me shitting on nobody, but that's just the honest truth. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can agree with me. I'm in Augusta. Look, Thunder, now you got a friend. See, this chat just brings people together, and I'm about it. Okay. Let's see. 2 more prereqs, and I'm going to take the ATITs, then the nursing program. That's what's up. Shout out to it. Money. Yeah. I don't know. If you're saying, is it Jano? If you're saying money, I don't know. One of the guys I coach, he makes more money than me right now. From our jobs, he makes more money than I do as an LPN. And I've been a nurse for 3 years. He's been an LPN going on a year, and he makes more money than me. So it all just depends. It all just depends where you decide to take your talents. I kid you not. Like right now, you could go do a strike right now as an LPN making $83 an hour. Yes, you sure can. Making triple what I make, or I don't do math well. What is it, like a third and a half or some shit like that? You know what I mean? Happy I found your page. I'm going for it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Do you? Hey, look. Because I like to have a ladder of progression for yourself. If you want to go do LPN, go do it. They always need LPNs everywhere. You hear me? Everywhere, especially in nursing homes, especially in long-term care facilities. They need you. They need RNs there too. There was one lady I worked with who was in my RN program. She was an LPN or LVN for 20 years before she decided to go back to being an RN. Go do it. Don't let nobody out here tell you, oh, you need to go and do that. First of all, I love how motherfuckers try to tell me what to go do. They don't know my financial status and what I need to do for myself. If being an LPN is your foot in the door, do it. If being a CNA is your foot in the door, then do it. You don't have to go all the way to BSN. Not everybody wants to take out student loans. Tiffany, I just made up a regular fucking name. I'm sorry. But y'all know what I mean, right? So I agree. I'm an LPN now, retired. Look at that. I'm ready to go for next. I'm ready for next gen. I don't even know why we call it next gen anymore, because now it's the current gen. So it should just be the NCLEX. But what do I know? I don't know. But hey, you ready? You understand? Hey, look, you got content. You understand the questions, right? You understand what they're asking you in the questions. You know those keywords that are in there. You've studied those case studies. You know how to do the highlights. You know how to do the drop downs. You know how to do the multiple responses. You know that everything is worth partial credit, right? They still have the old questions in there as well. So they still have the select out of the apply, the multiple choice, Melanie, you ready for it? I don't know what you're crying for. What you crying? Girl, stop with all that crying. Wait, who said that? I think Dirk said that. My bad. Where what? You can always. Hello from another BSN RN, Miss Barnhill. Hello. That's like an NPC. Hello. Welcome to my stream. Why do I sound like a speaking spell? Start third semester on an accelerated RN program in 2 weeks. Hey, from New Jersey. Okay, is it Zuri? Zuri? Hey, listen to me. Let me ask you this question. Do you know about that strike that's happening right now in New Jersey? Do you know? Because we're about to look it up. I'm about to let you know right now. We're about to look it up. See? Barnes, you know about it? Joe, you don't know about it? Hey, look, there's a strike right now going on. There is a strike right now going on in New Jersey. Okay, Miss Barnhill says she knows, right? Right now, they're paying RNs anywhere from like $110 to $120 an hour to go work that strike, right? I just signed up for this. Look at that. Look at that. With the Capital Health, and I don't know. I forgot. I saw one. I saw it pop up on usnursing.com. They send me I get messages from them. I think it's Blue Pipe, and there's another one. I forgot what the other one was called. There's a bunch of them that are out there that do crisis assignments, FEMA nursing, and strikes. Let me see. Yeah, that's my plan. Finishing my prereqs and work as a PCT so that I can be more hands-on with patients. Facts, absolutely. Yes, U.S. Nurse. I'm trying to tell you. So I don't know if everybody saw, but I made 2 TikToks. One when I was talking about a strike and somebody called me a scab, and then I responded and I was like, well, I got a scab on my leg because I hurt myself. I don't know what I did. And I was like, so I'm not a scab. I feel like it's kind of mean, but whatever. And then I said something about, they were like, are you a union nurse? And I was like, no. And they were like, I can tell. And I was like, bro, I live in Texas. We just recently got a union. I wouldn't even know what to do with those opportunities right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm very unbiased when it comes to these strikes. I understand why people are striking. Better pay, better benefits. But one of the most important things is safe patient-staff ratios and patient safety and support. That is huge. That is absolutely huge, because that's why I quit the ICU. That's one of the reasons why I quit the ICU, right? And so when they tell me that's what they're striking for, I get it. I'm not stupid. I've been a nurse long. You don't have to be a nurse long enough to know that. I'd be like, hey, bro, I don't want to play anymore, right? So I understand why they're striking, but I also understand when you got people that can see a financial opportunity for themselves and they're going to be making $130, $120 an hour, for them to go up there and work 18 days straight. I mean, you can leave with $40,000 and then come home and not go to work for, I don't know, the next 3-4 months if you don't want to. Or, you can turn around and invest it. That's what a lot of people are doing. That's why people take these opportunities, because they're there. Strikes are never going to go away, ever. They're never going to go away. They've been around since unions have been around, right? So you can either take your opportunity and run with it, or you could just, not. Somebody said something about, are you going to cross the picket line, or are you going to be a scab, or are you going to stand with your fellow brothers and sister nurses? I'm always going to support my own. Always. I'm always going to support my own. And that's a fact. Dead ass. However, if one of y'all came to me and was like, look, Kev, like, I'm a little strapped for money and I'm trying to figure out how I'm trying to do it. Okay, well, if you don't want to do an OnlyFans, you can go and do a strike. I'm just saying. If you ain't trying to show your feetsies off, then you can go do a strike. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're not trying to leave a digital footprint so your kids can see it, 10, 20, 15 years later, then go do a strike. It all just depends. It depends on you, what you want to do. All right? I don't judge you if you do an OnlyFans. The rest of the world might, though. But I'm just saying. All right? So, Zuri, that's why I asked if you know about the strike. Because a lot of people are just like, you don't have that. If you don't have it, if you don't want to do it, then fine. Everyone talking about how the New Jersey nurses were doing evil stuff to the strike nurse. Yeah. So, Didi, I'm going to be completely honest. It's like the strike nurses or the nurses that are doing the strike, for the union, it's not just there. They're doing it they do it everywhere. So that's why I don't know if you guys even know this, but when they do strikes, they fly you in. And by the way, don't ever go nowhere in your scrubs unless you're going to and from the job site, period. Don't you ever do it when you're doing a strike. That's number one. Number two, they put nurses in an undisclosed location of a hotel or wherever, right? But best believe they find out where you are. And when they find out where you are, they'll be outside fucking with their signs telling you that you're a scab and you're a piece of shit and why are you here taking our blah, 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 and all that other stuff, right? But then they'll put you on a bus. They provide food, they provide the hotel, and they provide all that stuff. They put you on a bus and then they take you to the freaking hospital and you do your thing and you get right back on the bus. You turn back around and you go back to the hotel. And then that is your life for the next 18 days or 10 days or however long the strike is. Some people will say, I've seen people work every single day for 4 months until the strike was up. And I'm just like, you worked like 120 days straight? Oh, I wouldn't work for a year after that. Don't call me. Don't ask me for nothing. Don't text me. No, I'm not coming in. PTO means prepare the others. I'm just being honest. Right? So, hey, when you're doing a strike, that's what it is, and you gotta be aware because and that's another thing as a strike nurse for the people that cross the picket line or the people that don't leave that are still staffed there, they try to sabotage you. Like I've heard such horror stories about how nurses will go in there and turn their pumps off, and I'm just like, wait a minute, they would turn their pumps off on a live patient? What? And that's how they try to sabotage you. So you got to keep your head like that. That money's going to come in, but you got to keep. It's like that money's going to come in, but it's like a target. It's like if it was fucking infrared goggles that I have on, all you travel nurses or strike nurses would be fucking beaming red because they're coming for you. And not only that, they're going to sabotage you by you won't be able to have access to the Pyxis, or you won't be able to have access to the med room. Just little petty shit. Like if you're in a relationship and y'all don't like each other. That's exactly what it is. So, like I said, I understand why people strike. I get it. But I also understand that other people got to take care of what they got to take care of. 55 people. How the hell I get 50 plus people up in here? I ain't even paying attention. I'm just up in here talking. Shout out to all 50 people that are up in here listening to me run my mouth about a nursing strike. Hey, if you didn't see my video on nursing strike, go check my TikTok right now, because the first one, people did not like it. They were calling me a scab or whatever the fuck they were calling me. And so I got petty and I made another one. So, whatever. But shout out to all 48 of y'all up in here listening to me run my mouth about, essentially whatever. We're talking about NCLEX, talking about nursing stuff. We're also talking about essentially anything that you guys want to talk about. So welcome. My name is Kevin. I go by The Boot Nurse. Make sure you guys check me out on all social media platforms, that's including Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Thread. If you want to do a thread, whatever. I also live in Texas, and it's 105 degrees here, for no fucking reason whatsoever. None. Why? It's just like, hey, God, me again. My electric bill is $400. Bring me some fucking clouds, bro. I cannot. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, shout out to all y'all. But if you're new here, I want to know who you are. I want to know where you're from. I want to know where you're at in your nursing journey. I want to know What type of nurse do you want to be? What's your why? Did you take the NCLEX? Are you a pre-nursing student? Are you in nursing school? Do you start school like next week or the week after that? If so, make sure you guys check out the 7-day NCLEX course to get a jump start on your NCLEX material before you even take your exam. It's for $48. Once you get it, it's yours forever. It's in the pre-launch phase. Be aware of that. We're updating stuff all the time, but come and be a part of the family. And I appreciate all 52 of you guys being here, and gals, or whatever you identify as, Apache helicopter, or possibly this pen. I was writing with this pen earlier, so equal opportunity. Anyways, so let me see what y'all are talking about. Man, I know y'all asked me some questions up in here. Can a BSN be a CNO? I would think so. I would think a BSN could be a CNO. That's for BJ. Everyone, yep, we talked about that. 55 people, yep, you talked about that. You know, you're so naturally funny. I love it. Really? Think I'm funny? Probably funny looking. I got some gray hairs. I got this one right here. I literally, it was just like this one dangly string one day, and I was like, bro, I cannot. It's 65 here in New Hampshire. Is that what you live in New Hampshire, Amber? Gross. I'm just playing. Michigan, graduating December, psych addiction. Like, oh, you want to go psych, or do you have an addiction? Like, which one? And I'm not making fun of you if you have an addiction. I just want to put that out there right now. I have family in Texas, but way more south towards Mexico, and it's 110 degrees and so humid. Ew. Well, you got family that like what? Like in Brownsville, like Eagle Pass, Laredo. Like it's hot. It's hot down there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dad's heart injection is 30. What? Oh, okay. Any advice on what that means? And can help. San Antonio here. I start LVN this October at Galen. Hey, shout out to you, BJ. Shout out to you. Hey, I might actually start working over there. I'm just letting you know. I might go over there and work, BJ. Yeah, I might go over there. Amber. Amy says, RN 12 years strong, Kentucky. I don't know what's in Kentucky besides the Derby. So horses. Oh, and Louisville. Amy. Louisville. You know I'm saying that on purpose, right? Louisville. Nurse Bay. Who's Nurse Bay? Me? Girl, stop. Your teeth are beautiful. Stop it. Hey, that's 2 years of braces right there. Hey. Anyways, it says I start my last semester of nursing school next week. I want to be a flight nurse. Hey, if you want to be a flight nurse, I don't know if you're trying to do it military or whatever, but if you want to be a flight nurse, you got to go critical care. So you got to go to the ICU. You can go to the ER, but you want to go to the ICU. You live in New Hampshire? I bet you do feel good up there. Hey, look, I was in South Dakota not too long ago for military training. It's by far one of the best places I think I've ever been. Not only the group was great, but it's one of the best places I've ever been. What does it say? Idaho, new grad orienting to the surgical floor. Why? Why is I have a long shit show of medical? Look, that's just what surgical is, Danielle. It's a shit show. But you learn so much. So now you got to prioritize on which one, like based off of their medical history, like what are you going to, like what's the chief complaint? Why are they there? How are you going to focus assessment on that? You're going to be fine. New Jersey about to start in January after my testing job. I just love the healthcare industry. Look, there's so many different directions you can go and work in the healthcare industry too, Joe bless. So, I mean, you can go work in pharmaceuticals, you can go work in clinics, you can go work in insurance companies, you can go work medical devices, you can go be a school nurse, even though it doesn't pay anything. But hey, we gotta have really good people out here taking care of our babies. You can go be military nurse, you can go be a nurse at NASA, you can go be a nurse at SpaceX. Like you can be a travel nurse, of course, case management. You can do remote nursing. You can do nursepreneurship. That's what I'm doing. You can create, the sky's the limit with the healthcare industry. Laugh out loud. Her says, no, I want to work with people who have substance abuse disorders. Oh, okay. Well, you probably should have elaborated that instead of saying like you have an addiction. Because if you have an addiction, ma'am, we can get you help. You got 45 people in here who love you. Okay. All right. Next goal is to do wound and ostomy. Okay. Hey, shout out to you. Hey, wound care is great. McAllen. Yeah, that's down there. You be a good fit because hey. So like I said, like BJ, I don't know if you were here, but I've been an instructor, I've been an educator for a while, and me failing the NCLEX multiple times really just made me hone in on what I knew on how to teach and how to instruct, on how I could hone in on my own thought process, and then how I can convey that to others. So I actually might teach. I actually think that I would be an adjunct instructor for LVNs. I would. So, and if you see me anywhere, BJ, hey, don't be weird about it. Just be like, hey, you remember me? I'm like, nope. Just be like, hey, I was on your TikTok. I'm like, hey, what up, girl? Nice to see you. I could put a face to the circular face down there. Got you. So, Amy, I was just playing. Oh, I said it right. It's Louisville, not Louisville. Louisville. Bleh. Oh my God, y'all know what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all got 15 minutes. I'm about to get off here. All right, because I got other people that I got to tend to. Okay, I said it right. Okay, Sam, I don't know what that means. Me. Oh, you're talking about me. Stop it. You're too kind. From NY became LPN last year. Shout out to you. Hey, so my cousin is an LPN. She lives up in the NY. Well, no, she lives in Detroit now, but she used to live in NY. So, or like New Jersey, somewhere over there. Talking to someone. I'm definitely thinking about L&D or neonatal. Hey, do it. Is it Monet Young? Definitely do it. If you want to go directly there, go. Do not pass. Go. Do not collect $200. Go. Let's say anywhere I can do a residency for LPN, please. You just gotta look at your local hospitals and look at their residency programs. And there's another thing too. Like how willing are you to move to a different place to work? Think about that. All these hospitals that are around here, I've literally seen it to where these hospitals will be like, hey, we'll pay for you to move down here. We'll pay you a bonus for you to work for us for 2 years. Are you willing to do that for yourself? Are you willing to relocate yourself? Are you willing to relocate your family to go get a job, to do that, to get the experience, and then after your 2 years, go on about your business? Like I said, the opportunities are out there. Whoop, whoop, and I will too. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. All right, BJ, I believe you. What else we saying? I need to do my T's and packs. Well, with your T's, like I said, Ferg, if you have been here or not, I would definitely check out the Mometrics yellow T's book. It's the one that's on Amazon. It's like $33. I would definitely check that one out. I'm willing. I'm an RN. Okay. If you're willing to do that, honestly, what you really have to do is that I would literally start looking at a lot of these major healthcare systems. So HCA, Advent Health, and then some other ones. There's a lot of big ones out there. I would definitely start looking to see what residency programs that they have available in what state. Doing pediatric home health for so long. Yeah, for sure. I got it. It's actually pretty good. I think I'll just use that to learn for practice. Yeah, that should be fine. 100%. I live in Texas. Cool. Where do you live in Texas? Where do you live in Texas? Is it possible to do an accelerated LPN program with no prereqs? It depends on the LPN program, but most somebody in here earlier told me that there was an LPN program that's 10 months long. Most LPNs programs I've seen have been like anywhere from 12 to 14 months long. So it all just depends. Did you always want to be a nurse? No, I didn't always want to be a nurse. I actually wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be an anesthesiologist, and I was set on that for so long. And then one day when I was working, I realized that I didn't like the interactions that doctors had with patients. And I was just like, well, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. And plus I laid out the timeline, and I did not want to dedicate that much time to school. I knew myself. I knew that I was not going to set myself up for that. And then it took a couple of years after that before I realized that I wanted to be a nurse, because I'm a really big people person. That's a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a gift because, you're a really big people person. You take on people's emotions, but then the curse is, you take on people's emotions, and sometimes you take them home. Sometimes you don't. Anybody that says that they don't take patients' emotions home with them are lying to you, because at some point they're going to pop back up. It's like PTSD. Before you know it, there's something that's gonna bother you, like a code blue. Like, has anybody heard that fucking code blue ringing? I can tell you right now, when I hear it, it's just like my body starts to tense up, and instantly it's just like fight or flight, and I want to run to wherever I'm hearing it. Like, I saw a TikTok earlier, or it was a reel where somebody put on the code blue sound, and I literally saw two people like do this, and not me like, what the fuck? And I think I responded. I was like, my PTSD. Oh my God! Look, I'm trying to tell you, that shit is real. That shit is real. Like, when you hear code blue, you will never. I used to hear it in the shower, and I freaking the fuck out. So, but Amanda, to answer your question, no, I did not always want to be a nurse. I wanted to be a doctor. Then a couple years after that, I realized that I wanted to be a nurse. It's a long journey for me to get there. And then once I became a nurse, the first day I worked on the floor, I was just like, oh, I do not want to do this at all. But then I worked a year in the ICU, a few months in the PACU, and then the last the last stint that I've been working has been in the operating room. So I've worked in essentially 3 different spots within my 3 years. So let me see what you said. Hi, Kevin. How are you? Harmon, how are you? You have not been here in a while. Would you ever consider being an NP? I thought about going the NP route, but I was really debating between CRNA. Well, CRNA was my go-to for a very, very long time. But then, like, when I went to the ICU, I realized that the critical care aspect of my life and what I wanted to do probably would have been great when I first wanted to become a nurse and when I first said it, which was like when I was 24, 25. But now that I am not that age anymore, I just realized that I don't want to deal with that anymore. It's like, I feel like if I was to keep going that route, it was like, I wouldn't have peace. I would have problems always. See what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. I don't know if I would have problems always, but I just didn't want that for myself. And plus, I had been in the realm of education for 8 years. It's 8 years now, and I love it. Like, I love it. I love when students have the aha moment. I love when students like try to figure it out and then they finally do. Like, they're like, it's just like when you're like a parent and you start to see them grow and they progress. I love it. I love every bit of that. So that's when I realized that I was going to go the education route, and I didn't want to be an NP. So that's why I didn't go the NP route, the CRNA route. And I decided that I wanted to go, it was either going to be informatics or education. And I stuck with education. So education is the direction I'm going to go. What exactly is a DNP? A DNP is a doctorate of nursing practice. So you can get your DNP in being a nurse practitioner, which means you have a doctoral level degree in your specific area of nursing. But mostly that is patient care. So you can get a DNP as a CRNA. You can get a DNP as a nurse practitioner. I believe there's another one. I think it's DAP. Let me see. Yeah, it's a, hold on a second. Because I'm going to sit over here and tell you wrong. And I don't want to. Because I don't got no problem Googling nothing. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You're not giving me the right answers. Whatever, I don't care. Anyways, so we'll figure that out. DAP, Doctorate of Nursing Practice. Yep, that's exactly what it is. But there's another one that's out there too. I forgot exactly what it was though. I wish there was a surgical nurse practitioner degree. So Rachel, where were you when I had this conversation with Lex TV? Ma'am, you were late. So you can become a surgical nurse practitioner. However, you are correct. There is no degree direction for it. However, you can go that route to be a surgical nurse practitioner. And I'm going to tell you how. You ready for it? So become an OR nurse. But specifically when you become an OR nurse, become a scrub nurse. Correct. RNFA, right? Become a scrub nurse, then go RNFA. Once you become an RNFA and you have your recommended round of numbers, hours, all that good stuff, you build a great rapport with your doctors, go to FNP school. Once you go to FNP school and you finish that out, then you can get your specific amount of hours to work with a surgeon, right? And then if the surgeon hires you on, you are specifically their surgeon. So you learn all the surgical aspects. You can actually go that route in FNP. You can actually do that. Or after the fact, one of the two. And then you can be a surgical nurse practitioner. As a matter of fact, one of the surgical nurse practitioners that works in my hospital, she works for the orthopedic doctor, and she went that exact route. She's been an OR nurse, became a RNFA. She went to MP school, and now works specifically with that doctor as a surgical nurse practitioner. Okay, I definitely would have loved to have you as a professor with that. Look, I bring this energy all the time. Some people listen, let me tell you, I am not everybody's cup of tea. Like a lot of this comes out, like a lot of this Navy military stuff comes out, like a lot of this and a lot of aggression, a lot of passive aggression. I'm working on that, but a lot of that comes out, like a lot. However, it all comes from a good place because I want my students to be better than me. I've always said that. I was like, I want you to be better than me because at some point you're going to replace me. And now a lot of my surgical tech students that are out there, they still message me, or some of them don't like me. I mean, it don't bother me. At least they go out there and I know that they can perform as really great surgical techs. You know what I mean? So why would I not do the same as a nurse? You know, why wouldn't I do the same? So I bring the energy all the time. As long as somebody gives me a Monster, we Gucci. And of course, water, because, you know, we got to keep the hydration going on here. We don't need kidney stones. Fuck the coffee. I need 6,000 likes. I love y'all. Appreciate it. Let me see what y'all got. I'm trying to decide if I want to go PA or MP. Any advice on how to choose? Well, Amanda, I'm going to tell you right now. If you're going to go PA, go PA. If you're going to go MP, go MP. If you're already a nurse, you might as well just go MP. If you're going to go PA, go PA. I'm going to tell you right now, don't dilly-dally between the two. I remember somebody was just like, oh, I want to be a medical doctor, but I'm already a nurse. Okay, then go to medical school. Like, there should be no ifs, ands, no iffiness in between this. Like, if you want to go, go. You just got to figure out Amanda, you got to figure out what is best for you and where you want to go. Like, what are the benefits for being a PA? What are the benefits for being an MP? What do you want? What do you want, Amanda? Like, how does it go? Off of Hustle and Flow, he was like, what do you want? Not this, D. Well, if you don't want that, well, you better fucking figure it out. I mean that with all respect, I swear to God. F&P seems far from surgical, but it's kind of a coverall MP route, so I'm sure it's possible. Yeah, because I kid you not, there's not a program. That's the program you go through. Like anybody, even people that want to go the pediatric route, everybody has to go through the F&P route, and then like you branch. Except for acute care. Because I think acute care and psych, I think they have their own programs. That's great info. Thank you so much. And here's the other thing. I'm giving you all this info, right? I'm going literally off the top of my head. The reason why I don't want to get on this thing and type, because as soon as I start typing, people will be like, oh my God, another boring black dude with his scrubs on talking about nothing. Instead of me doing that, I'm just telling you, so I want you to go do more research for yourself. Okay? So you're welcome, Rachel. BJ said facts. Rachel said, hey, so is becoming a scrub nurse taught when they're training as a circulator? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And now also what you could say is like when you get onto your floor as a circulating nurse, just tell them that hey, I would like to scrub. Because I can tell you right now that that's only going to make you better, because now you're going to understand what the surgical techs have to go through. Because most circulator nurses, I've seen some circulator nurses, they're like, the only time I ever did this is when I was in training, but they've never done anything else. But if you want to go up there and scrub, you have no idea how great of an asset you would be to the doctor and to the surg techs, especially if you know how to suture and pass instruments and do all other stuff. It's great. What do you want? Right? I'm still in undergrad, so I still got some time, or got some figuring out. Yeah, you got some time. Figure it out. You'll get it though. Can LPNs take the NCLEX? Yes, LPNs can take the NCLEX. They have their own NCLEX, which is the NCLEX PN. Yeah, I really would like to scrub. I have 9 months left, and OR is the place for me. Well, Rachel, if the OR is the place to be, then ma'am, make it so. Get out there and scrub and do all that stuff. Do circulators ever have to take turns scrubbing in, or can you strictly be the circulator / PACU nurse? So if you're a circulating nurse, you're a circulating nurse. Depending on what hospital you go to, you will circulate, and then if they make you go to PACU, and you have to recover the patient, then you got to recover the patient. But circulating is usually you're in the operating room and you're not anywhere else but the operating room. PACU is usually their own set of nurses, just like pre-op is their own set of nurses. But some circulators, depending on the room and whatever's going on, and depending on the amount of people and the amount of nurses that they have, will depend on if you can rotate between, circulating and scrubbing. Were you a CNA before becoming a nurse? No, I was a hospital corpsman, and a hospital corpsman is equivalent to an LPN in the Navy. And then I became a surgical tech. I was still a hospital corpsman, but I specialized in surgical technology, and I've been a surgical tech since 2010. So I had already had a bunch of this medical experience before I became a nurse. Amanda, if that answered your question. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you. Hey, y'all got 2 minutes. 2 minutes before I get off here. 2 minutes. 2. Ask the questions. Asking all them questions. Hating. Assuming. Is that how it goes? I know those two ain't friends no more because, he did some really shady shit to him. But anyways, shout out to all 40 of y'all that are in here. 44 of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thoughts of PCU, like pediatric critical or pediatric care unit. Do you think as an ASN RN, I need to go to med-surg to build knowledge and skills? If that's where you want to go, then cool. But Rachel, you do not have to go. Let me tell you something. If you want to be a surgical nurse practitioner, take that ass straight to the OR. Do not pass go. But if you want to go to med-surg to build the basic skills and knowledge of being a nurse, then you could do that. Once again, it's back to what you want to do. Oh, progressive care. Progressive, I think that's like step down. It's cool. If that's where you want to go. Was it SSARN can be a nurse educator? What do you mean? What do you mean by that one? Step down? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's just say I just finished my first week of nursing school. What's your advice for making it through? Keeping away all the negative people around you. And having a small group. This is for Natty. Keeping a small group of people around you. Keeping all the negative people away from you. Keeping yourself on a schedule. Words of affirmation. Start posting, and I'm pretty sure you like to do all kinds of girly stuff and post-it notes and all this other craziness, right? So start putting put it all over your room or put it all over your kitchen. Do whatever to keep the positivity flowing for you, because nursing school just started. Okay, you ain't even got the clinicals yet, and you're probably in fundamentals, which I'm assuming, right? When them first tests hit, that's when it's really going to start hitting you, right? So now you got to dig in and you got to push. You got to dig in and you got to push. Head in the dirt kind of deal. Rounds kind of flying over you. Keep your head in the dirt and you got to push. Make yourself, you got to get through the roughness, because it's rough from here. All right, but you got it. You're going to make it through. What do I need to know before going to RN school next week? Well, Miss Sally Peace, nursing school will give you no peace. No, but seriously, so the same exact thing that I just told Natty, that same thing would go for you. Rachel said, no, I don't want to go to med-surg at all. Okay, then don't go to med-surg. I want to be prepared and smart enough for the OR. Nah, you'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine. If you go to the OR, you're going to be fine. Trust me. I've seen some dumb fucking people, me included, that are in the OR. You are going to be all right. I promise. Man, I really hope nobody says that. Hey, who'd you say was dumb in the OR? I'm like, first of all, maybe it was you. If it does not apply, let it fly. See, just like that. Good night, Kev. Thanks for tonight. Amber, you are welcome. Come by again and hang out in the live Monday. Do I need masters before becoming a nurse educator? No. Amanda said, bye. Thanks for the advice. You're welcome, Amanda. Make sure you follow me and you share. Vision boards are awesome. Hey, you want to see a vision board? I'm about to show y'all right now. You see that? That is a vision board. That right there. You see that? It's crazy. Oh, that's my son holding my finger. So, vision boards are awesome for sure. Yep, in fundamentals right now, and I haven't looked up from these books. Lippincott got me by the hair right now. Hey, I got a Lippincott book down there too. It's that big old thick one. Yep. When will you be back on? I came kind of late, but if this information you will give, I want to clock in. Bree, so check this out. Any video that you miss, go to my YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube. Every video that I post, anytime I do a live, I post that video on YouTube for people that miss it, okay? Sally P said, thank you. Father said, what's your advice for someone who wants to start a nursing course with no background? Go. You don't need to have a nursing course. Wait, what do you mean a nursing course, Father M? Elaborate for me. I got 2 semesters to my ASN and staying away from complainers. Negativity is the best advice. Facts, 100%. Which level you'll recommend for beginners? Hold on. Father M, you're asking me, hold on. But if the shoe fits, then wear it. What if it's not a good shoe? See what I'm saying? How long is the LPN course? Okay. LPN course can be anywhere. I heard as early as 10 months, but on average, they're between 12 and 14 months. So a little over a year. Amber said, I went to a Methodist hiring event today. Didn't have luck, but hopefully closer to graduation in December. Hey, so guess what? Keep applying. Just keep going. Because they do them every 3 months. How is the LPN program? LPN program, I think it's cool. I've seen the curriculum for an LPN program, but it all depends on you. You don't have to have any type of medical background to go into nursing. So I want to go ahead and take that misconception away. Like, I literally met girls that were doing prerequisites. They were like, I've never done anything medical. I've been a photographer, or I've been a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, or for whatever. So it all just depends on you. But you don't have to have a medical background in order to do that. Kate said, as someone who's a paramedic doing the bridge, you should 110% be in healthcare prior to RN. No. No. I do not agree with that. However, being a paramedic and being in healthcare can help you in an advantage of knowing what's going on and being familiar. I do not agree that you should be in healthcare prior to being an RN. I do not believe that at all. But hey, to each their own. That is your opinion, and you are entitled to it. But you do not need to have prior medical. Here's the one thing I do love about people who don't have medical experience. It's about the fact that they don't have bad habits. And so everything that they're learning new is coming from the book. So they know the right way to do stuff. And they don't try to figure out shortcuts, faster than anybody else. Most people that do have medical experience, they try to one up other people who don't. Not say most, but you see some folks out there that do that. So I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. Like, I had a girl who I was in school with. She was from Iraq and went to school here and had no medical background and is a phenomenal nurse. Didn't have any medical background whatsoever. So you don't have to have healthcare to be a great nurse. I promise you. Gator with the pimped out Gucci suit. All right. Why you do that to me? Donkey pitch. Why you do that to me? I'm a architectural designer. 9 months of nursing school left. What? Hey, I need a new house built. From LPN, can you start an RN course straight away? You can do a bridge program. You can do an LPN to a bridge program. But if you wanted to try to jump right into an RN program, why don't you just go right into an RN program? So I can do more as a medic than an RN. You can. As a paramedic, you can do more. You can do more as a paramedic than an RN, depending on your state's credentials, and you work under the direct license of a medical provider. So granted, you can do more than an RN based off of what you are specifically doing. Can you do RSIs, Kate? For sure. Can you intubate? For sure. The pay is trash. Absolutely. Right? But let me ask you this. Why would I want to have so much responsibility of taking care of somebody if you can't fucking pay me right for it? You know what I mean? And this isn't me like going at you. Like, I actually love the fact that you just said that, though. I love the fact of like how you like, because sometimes I don't get to have this dialogue with people, and I have a lot of friends that are paramedics that want to go the flight route, but they just don't want to go to nursing school. And I was like, bro, you don't have to go to nursing school. You could be a flight paramedic. It's just that those things become, you and I both know, they're like few and far between. It just depends on where you go. Can somebody contact you for a private consultation? Absolutely. You can actually go to thebootnurse.com and you can click on where it says NCLEX Mentoring and Coaching, and it'll take you right there. That's for Father M, since you asked that question. Any thoughts on aesthetic nursing? Amber. Oh my God. Rachel. I'm sorry. There was an Amber in here. So you're not an Amber. Well, you kind of look like an Amber. Whatever. Anyway, so Rachel, yes, aesthetic nursing. You could do that too. I mean, if you want to go, and usually aesthetic nurses, those places, they want you to have like at least a year, 2 years of nursing experience. But the one thing I can tell you is that if you want to do it, go do it. I mean, if you want to put like Botox and fillers and lip injections, I obviously don't have that problem. I'm just saying, but if that's what you want to do, then you can go do that. But a lot of nurses I know, they love it because it's just like their work-life balance is just awesome. They just love it. That's for sure. I agree. 100%, Kate. I'm picking up what you're putting down for sure. I'm a new nurse. I just got my license 3 weeks ago. Shout out to you, user 5716. Welcome to the shit show. I mean, welcome to nursing. Too much responsibility for pennies. Facts. I can't. Stop it. Jason Derulo. Oh, okay. Here we go. Jason Derulo. No, I'm not Jason Derulo. I'm not. That is my doppelganger, though. I get that all the time. So, let's see it now. Which one see? I don't know what you want to see. Can't pass the TEAS test. I even entered the program. That is only thing stopping me. You can't pass it. So, okay. So why can't you pass it? I love that I've been running into nurses that are talking up the profession and being positive. Look, I'll tell you the positive and the negative. I gain nothing. I mean, I do gain something. I gain followers, but I gain people that are part of my tribe, which is the people that I want. Like, I want people like that. So I'll keep it positive because the opportunities, honestly, are endless to be like as a nurse. Like, there's a lady that I follow and I say her name all the time. Her name is Kelsey. She runs, she has an Instagram, or it's called Whole Life Nurse. And she posts shit on there all the time talking about, you're the CEO of your license. You do this. It's great. I love following her. I share her stuff all the time. So if y'all don't follow me on Instagram, what are you really doing with your life? And if you're not giving me at least 10,000 likes like I'm an NPC, I don't know what you're doing with your life either. Make sure you smash that like button because I'm not playing with y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate it. Would you have become a nurse if you could have... Well, I'm sorry. Let me reread that. Would you have become a nurse if you could have knew everything that you knew now? That is... Is it Leah? Leah Lynn? Man, that is a good question. I think I still would have became a nurse. I just would have probably went a different direction in regards to, you don't know what you don't know, especially when you get into a new field. But then once you figure out what route and direction to go for yourself. And it took me this 3-year long time period to figure out that I wanted to go to education. Right? You know what I mean? So that's where I wanted to go. He said he was logging off like 5 times already. Just keep asking him questions. Hey, stop. See, I knew it. Y'all holding me hostage over here. Yeah, you still with us. Look, I love it here, y'all. I love doing these. Like, if I didn't love doing them, I wouldn't be held hostage. If y'all really love me, y'all go buy my program. Yeah, I said it. And I have no shame. None whatsoever. You want to know why? There's 45 of y'all in here, and there's one of me. That's what I thought. Anyways, go check out my program, the 7-day NCLEX course. It's for $48. You spend more money on Amazon Prime Day. So stop playing games with me. Anyways, let me answer this question that this woman just asked me. I'm a CMA. I'm debating if I want to stay in medicine. I love it, but it has its downs for sure. So, Leah, every profession does. Every profession does. But once you figure out how to navigate your way, it could be the best thing. Like I know so many girls that hated bedside and they were just like, I got to get out of here. One girl I worked with in the OR, she fucking hated the operating room. She had a job lined up. They said, hey, you get a year of experience as a nurse, come here. It didn't say what type of nurse. So she got a year of experience as an OR nurse. Boom. Took that. 1 year and a day, she was gone. She's like, I'm out. Peace. And so she works as an aesthetic nurse, loving her life. So if medicine is what you want to do, cool. But if not, then cool too. There's so many opportunities out here for you, for anybody to make money, or for anybody to find the things that they love and that they want to do. You know what? I'll go back to what you just to the previous question, Leah, that you asked me. You asked me if I could do anything. Would I go back and do that? If I could go back and if I wanted to change something and not become a nurse, I would have done marketing. And the reason why I would have done marketing is because, once again, I love people. I love talking to people. And I don't convince people. I show you the realness, and I'm relatable with the opportunities that are presented to you. Same thing with nursing. I'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Can you excel? Absolutely. But, in the end, it's like, what do I love to do? Why not law school? Absolutely not. Even though law school will probably be really good right about now. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Monday, will you ask NCLEX style questions? Thunder, you know what? Since you asked me, I'll ask NCLEX style questions on Monday. I got you. As a matter of fact, Thunder, since you asked me, what type of NCLEX style questions do you want? What type? Do you want management of care? Do you want pharmacology? Do you want basic care and comfort? Do you want maternity? What do you want? Let me know. What she said, I'm an RN for 18 months now. I want to teach. If you want to teach, look, I'm telling you right now, they need instructors everywhere. They need instructors everywhere to teach. Either an adjunct instructor or faculty full-time. Go look them up. So great that we're all different and have so many opportunities. I'm trying to tell you, there's so many opportunities out here. What type of NP are you going to be? Ma'am, just like your name says, whoa. I'm not going to be an NP. I am going to, I'm going for my master's in education. That's where I'm going to go. We already talked about law. Would you recommend going into get your NP? I am about to get my nursing degree, but I don't know. So, Brooke, the one thing I'll tell you is that if you want to go and get your NP, I would say in order for you to even get into an NP program, you have to work at least a year as a nurse, specifically like in a hospital. If that's what you want, why not? If that's your end goal. If you want to go NP, they have a lot of NP programs out there. Western Governors University is a really good one. I already said that, but do you want to be? And I do not want to be an NP. Leah said, "Thank you for answering. I just need to find my way." Yep, you need to find your way. Rachel, that question was not for you. That's not for you. That's for Thunder. Broad spectrum, cover all bases. I'm easy. Bet. Got you. Broad spectrum. So we'll cover all bases. See, Rachel, if you would have asked for NCLEX style questions, I would have went for pharmacology and not for what Thunder asked. See, NP is your future. NP is not my future. The nurse educator is. Broad. I got you. Pharmacology and prioritization. So is your goal the DNP like a professor? So if I want to be a professor, I can get my PhD, or I can get my EDD, which is like an educational doctorate. Usually you see people like with PhDs or EDDs that are teachers or that are professors. And so, yeah, it would be like more of a professor on an educational level. But I teach here. I educate here. I convey here. And that's another reason I created my program, the 7-day NCLEX course, is because I convey education that way. As well as I want to go work at an institution conveying that education that way as well. I'd do the same thing if you were to do one-on-one coaching with me. As a matter of fact, I do have in the future for group coaching. And for group coaching, I'm only going to take 10 people a month. And that's coming up in the future. So, but you guys will hear about that and all that good stuff. Oh, something I wanted to tell all 37 of you that are in here. Shout out to all 38 of you that are in here now, because the number just keeps changing. If you are brand new here, my name is Kevin. Welcome to the channel. I go by the Boot Nurse on all social media platforms. Make sure you guys go over there and follow on Instagram, YouTube, the TikToks, the Threads, not the X, because we don't do that no more. X gonna give it to you. RIP to DMX, right? So I got invited to do what is called a nursing seminar. And I will be going over the new generation NCLEX. And, Army wife, girl, where you been? I miss my co-host all day. Where you been? One of many. Army nurse. Hey, you kind of late because I was supposed to get off a whole hour ago, but then they started asking me questions and they trapped me here. And I don't like that. And they know I don't like that. And they mean for that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I am going to be doing a nurse webinar seminar type deal. It's going to be me with a multitude of other nurses going over huge topics. And I got invited by Picmonic to do it. And I'm letting you guys know. And I'm going to be talking about it every live every day until it comes up, because I'm going to get the link and I want everybody to be there. I want everybody to be there to, I'm not going to say, I mean, you could participate, but be there and see, what all I have to offer or what all I have to say. I mean, and I actually have a PowerPoint where I talk about the next generation NCLEX and all that good stuff. I have it in my course. So if you have my course, you've already seen it. So shout out to you. How can I apply for sponsorship for a nursing program? What do you mean exactly, Father M? Can we see it too? Yeah. Whoa. You sure can see it. Once I get the link, because I'm going to make like an ad for it and all that good stuff, and they're going to put it out there. Once I get the link for it, I'm going to post it everywhere. Because I want to make sure that all of my people that come and follow me, I want to make sure all y'all are there. To be completely honest, I want to run. I don't know if y'all remember this. Y'all remember when Ellen hosted the Oscars and she shut down, she broke Twitter? Yo, let's try to break Picmonic's server, by flooding them with just all of my people. You know what I'm saying? What study tips do you recommend? Celeste, you got to go. I need more context than that. All right, I'm getting off in 10 minutes. I'm for real getting off in 10 minutes, legit. It's 10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock Texas time. Yay, exciting. Hope Picmonic pays you. So this is not a paid, this is not a paid thing that I'm doing for Picmonic. It's more of an exposure thing for Picmonic. Although I have done paid brand sponsorship things for Picmonic before, and I'll be completely honest and transparent. I love Picmonic. They reached out to me. They were the very first sponsor that I ever had. And I've had paid sponsorships by them and for them. And I loved it. They're great. They literally bought me my computer. They bought me my sponsorship stuff. It bought me my computer so I could edit better. It bought me my camera so I could look better and not fucking, record off of my phone and then look all digital. If I was, sending, if somebody with an iPhone was sending me something to my Android, Picmonic was legit. And all the people that I've talked to on Picmonic are awesome. They're awesome people. So, so you guys be ready for that. Be ready for that. It's coming down the pipeline. Wow, I can't believe I said that, but it's coming down to where you guys will be able to be a part of that. And I would love for everybody that's on that follows me to be a part of that. Because you never know what information is going to be there. Hey, and who knows? You might act like one lucky winner. You may get a year subscription free from Picmonic. I'm just saying. So, what are we doing? Martin says, "Hey man, I'm a new grad who just got hired in PEDS unit. I'm scared as shit and I'm feeling anxious." Well, you should, Martin. Why would you do that to yourself? I'm just kidding. It's okay to be scared, man. It's okay to be scared, especially when you're dealing with somebody else's child. Remember, as a pediatric nurse, you have two patients or multiple patients. You have the actual patient, which is the child. And no, you did not come up here and say Roll Tide. You better get out. Better stop playing. Greg, get out. Get out with the nonsense. Anyways, so, Martin, that's what I would say to you is you got to be aware that you're going to have more than one patient. You're going to have the actual patient and you're going to have the parents. While you're there, no, you did not. Get out of here. Hey, first of all, all y'all can get out. Hey, Thunder, just for that, I'm not doing no NCLEX style questions since you want to play games. I'm just playing. No, but I I would be, who is this? Oh my God, y'all are distracting. I was trying to answer this man's question. So Martin, what you want to do is you always want to explain what you're doing. Always explain to the parents what you're doing, because that gives them a sense of ease, because they're actively allowing you to take care of their child, because you have some very overbearing parents. I'm not a hater, man. What you mean? And definitely when it comes to your pharmacology, do not be afraid to Google a medication. Don't be afraid to. Don't. But yeah, the biggest thing I would say is to always know that you're going to have multiple patients. You're going to have the actual patient, and you're going to be talking to the parents. Okay. But it's a learning curve. You're going to have imposter syndrome, and that's okay. Every single nurse gets imposter syndrome. Every single one. Even if you're been a nurse for 5 years and you go to a new area, you're going to have imposter syndrome. Even if you have the basic nursing fundamental skills. It happens to all of us, I promise. So when you get there and you have a preceptor, be a sponge, ask as many questions as you can, dive in, like get your hands on the patient, dive in as fast as possible. The faster you do that, the faster you'll be comfortable. Okay. Monet Young says, define imposter syndrome. Okay. So you're going to school to be a nurse, and then now you're expected to be a nurse, and you have no idea. Like, you call yourself into question because you're just like, hey, I'm new here. I have the title of nurse, but I don't know how to be a nurse. You know what I mean? And you're just like, and then you try to do everything that you learned in school. You're trying to pick up on everything so fast. And then at that point, you're like, why am I even here? I can't do anything right. And you feel like you don't have a sense of belong. Like, you feel like you don't belong there. AKA, you feel like you're an imposter. You ever played, oh my God, what is that damn game that was out there where they had to try to figure out who it was, and then they threw him out? They threw him out in space. What was it? What was the game? What was it? They look kind of like the Minions. What was the game, damn it? Yet, it's not Imposters. The game wasn't called Imposters. That's what I'm scared of, honestly. Just all the doubt in myself, imposter. Imposter syndrome is very real. As a matter of fact, if you guys go to my Instagram, oh my God, if you guys go to my TikTok, I actually have one where I talked about, how do you deal with imposter? Among Us. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. And so you're walking through, and the next thing you know, everybody's just like, they don't belong here. And then they throw them out. And then what happens? It's the wrong person. Right? So it says, someone said you don't learn how to be a nurse in school. You don't learn that until you're in it. That's a fact. You have no idea. Going to nursing school. It's like the idea of being a nurse until you are actually doing real nursing things. If that makes sense, And trust me, I felt it too. I was working in the ICU, and I was at my 3rd month. Me and my preceptor were butting heads. Now he and I are really good friends, but he and I were butting heads. And I flat out told him, I was like, look, bro, if you got a fucking problem with me, let me know. I was just like, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to pick up as fast as possible. I was like, but it doesn't help when you decide that you want to get an attitude with me. And if I ask you a question, I'm sorry if I ask you the same question. I would rather ask you a question 10 times. So I don't fuck this A line up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather ask those questions. You know what I mean? But the imposter syndrome is real. But in reality, be a sponge. You have to be a sponge. You have to absorb it. And I kid you not, with time, that will slowly go away. With time, the imposter syndrome will slowly go away. Okay. Yeah, it is Among Us. I keep forgetting. I was like, man, I never played it. So 5 minutes until his last 10 minutes is over, y'all. Hey, first of all, I'm getting off at 10. I'm not playing. Hey, Kevin, are you a labor and delivery nurse? Sarah, I am not a labor and delivery nurse. I am an OR nurse. But thank you for asking. I do not want to go to labor and delivery. There's a lot of drama that goes on up there. I take that back. I did used to work in labor and delivery, but as a surgical tech because I did C-sections all the time. And that was it. That's it. How is it being an OR nurse? It's cool. Remember, I was a surgical tech for a very long time, so I was very comfortable being in the OR. A lot of ORs are different because, obviously different people, different layouts, so on and so forth. But the gist of being in the OR, it's all relatively the same. So the biggest thing is just knowing the different specialties and then getting comfortable in each specialty. But most nurses, they usually work in like one specialty. So for me, I worked in the robots, and I worked in general and GYN. That's why I worked. Martin said the nurses are usually catty and L&D based on my experience in my clinicals. Bro, I don't know if you know this, but nurses are catty everywhere. You've been to the ICU? You talk about mean girls. Okay? Do OR nurses scrub in? They can. Leah, they sure can. They sure can. I think Rachel was asking me that question the whole time. Any tips for pharmacology class? COVID 2020. Wow, your name is COVID 2020, really? Know your family name suffixes and where your signs and symptoms. Family name suffixes, signs and symptoms. Who can get what? When to hold. Nurses are catty in general. Facts. Not me though. What? Oh my God. Would you recommend pediatrics? I got offered a peds as a new grad. I don't know, Sarah. Is that what you want? Is that where you want to go? Not me. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. I don't know. If pediatrics is where you want to go, then go. But if it's not, then don't go. If that's not your goal, then don't do it. Do you know a nurse that successfully got a COVID exemption? COVID. So at least at my hospital, they don't recommend you getting the COVID. Like they don't recommend the COVID vaccine anymore. They don't recommend it anymore. Like you're not recommended to have it. Martin said, "Bye, Kevin. Appreciate the insight and advice, man." Yeah, man. No problem. Make sure you follow. Make sure you share. Make sure you hear on Monday. Just saying. Have a good weekend, man. All right, y'all got 1 minute before y'all got 1 minute. Y'all got 1 minute. It's not recommended now. No, it depends on the hospital, Leah. Depends on the hospital. I just want to say, nurses, don't limit yourself. Facts. Let them know, Army. Let them know. Let them know what's up. All right, guys. Hey, you're welcome. Not a problem. You're very welcome. All right, guys. So you guys know what that means. It's 10 o'clock. I stayed on here longer than I wanted to. You see what I'm saying? So once again, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me, man. I love doing this. I really, really do. I'm going to do a last little plug for myself. Make sure you guys go over there and follow me on YouTube and Instagram and on the Facebook page, the Boot Nation Facebook page. Go check that out. Make sure you guys are a part of all of that. Okay. Anybody that wants an NCLEX course that's in its pre-launch phase for $48 and you get it for the whole time and all the updates, make sure you check out the 7-day NCLEX course for $48. You get it forever. And I'm adding stuff in there. I got stuff to add up in there this weekend and for the weeks to come. Make sure you guys are a part of that. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. I'm super active over there. I'm actually going to start putting polls up to see what you guys want to talk about, like topics. We'll do NCLEX style questions at Thunder's request, and we'll do a broad aspect of them. I'm actually going to try to do it on a computer so it makes it a little bit easier so people that can visually see it. Okay. But, this last thing I'll say to everybody, hey, things are going to be tough. You're going to fail. That's okay. But the one thing I'm going to tell you is to, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. The world is tough. The world is rough. Put your life into some perspective. You could be in Ukraine right now. You know what I'm saying? You could be in all those other places, but you aren't. You are here. You were here with me, hanging out. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. And of course, if anybody has any questions about anything, you guys know where to find me. I will try to answer to the best of my ability. But if nobody has anything else, which I'm sure you don't, because I'm not going to answer you anyway. I want to wish everybody a happy weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Peace.